What's up guys, this is your favorite fanfic YouTuber, the Fanfic Majesty, and welcome to another amazing video. You can follow me on Patreon for exclusive stories. 10WF Chapter 310 Ha ha ha. Chief Konoha, this time, our Xuan village must destroy Konoha village and let all of Konoha's ninjas be buried in this sea. A frantic voice sounded. Hearing this rampant voice, Patriarch Konoha's complexion instantly turned ugly, and he said coldly, Xuan Ying, you dare to go to our Konoha village, you are simply tired and crooked, you bunch of trash, stop them. Yes, Lord Patriarch. Following Patriarch Konoha's order, hundreds of ninjas immediately surrounded the mysterious shadow and his group, and for a while, the battle was on the verge of breaking out. The strength of the hundreds of ninjas of Patriarch Konoha should not be underestimated, especially the elder-level ninjas. They are all powerful men with the strength of Jonin. Everyone's strength is not to be underestimated. There are hundreds of Jonin, even the people brought by Xuan Ying couldn't easily break through their defenses, so this fierce 06 or 7 battle started like this. The battle between the Konoha shinobi and the mysterious shadow was very fierce, and the two groups quickly became one. And here, the village chief Xuanyan and others rushed towards Konoha village in the first place. Konoha village, the lobby, at noon at this moment, the chief Konoha and the village chief Xuanyan are discussing how to deal with Xuanying and the others in the lobby. Chief Konoha looked solemn and said, Village chief Xuanyan, your ninjas have already gone outside of Konoha village, and all those thousands of ninjas have already rushed towards our Konoha village. This time, we are probably going to be hit hard. Hit hard? Ha ha. Village chief Xuanyan sneered, and said, Chief Konoha, you think too much, right? How can the hundreds of ninjas hurt the lives of our Konoha people? I think this is your own timidity. You are afraid that the Jonin of our Konoha tribe will be killed by the ninjas of Xuanyan village, and then your Konoha village will lose Jonin's seat and you will no longer be able to compete with Xuanyan village. At that time, your Konoha clan will degenerate into a second-rate clan, and in the end, it will be trampled underfoot by our Xuanyan village. From then on, it has become a subsidiary force of our Xuanyan village. Xuanying, don't talk nonsense here. How could my patriarch Konoha be afraid of your Xuanyan village? Your Xuanyan village is nothing more than a third-rate force. Konoha village gave a long cold snort, his tone full of disdain. Advertisement yeah. When the head of Xuanyan heard that the head of Konoha village dared to taunt the status of their mysterious village, he was furious and his tone became extremely cold. He said, Patriarch Konoha, since you are not afraid, let's wait and see. After speaking, the head of the village Xuan Yin stood up and left the hall in large strides. Patriarch Konoha's gaze also followed Xuanying's figure and left. His eyes flickered a few times, and he said inwardly, this second, no matter what, I will kill you, and I will make you Xuanyan village disappear forever in the world of shinobi. Patriarch Konoha and Xuanying both had ghosts, but neither knew the true purpose of each other, and both of them walked into the wooden house with their own thoughts. Chief Konoha, what are you calling me to do? You don't want to do something to us Konoha village, do you? Village chief Xuanyan came to the side of Patriarch Konoha and snorted coldly. His tone was full of mockery, and a sinister smile was outlined at the corner of his mouth. Of course. Chief Xuanyan, I called you to Konoha village this time because a large number of ninjas from Xuanyan village have gathered outside Konoha village, and there are a total of 500 Jonin sent by Xuanyan village this time. Moreover, these Jonin are all elite, and they are much stronger than our Jonin. Therefore, in this battle, we must take down Konoha village and let Konoha village completely surrender to our Xuanyan village. It turns out that this is the case, Patriarch Xuanyan, I understand your feelings. Since the two of us join forces, we will definitely be able to win the Konoha village. At that time, I will definitely let my father regain the right to master Konoha village. At that time, we too will become the #1 power in the ninja world and the overlord of the entire ninja world. At that time, the entire ninja world will be ruled by our clan. When village chief Xuan Yin heard these words, his eyes flickered. Xuan even said with a smile. Although Patriarch Konoha is not a fool, he is old after all, and he can't think so much like village chief Xuanyan. He also thinks that Chief Xuanyan's words are very reasonable. If this time, they can win. In the case of Konoha village, then, their Konoha tribe will also become the most powerful forbearance village in the ninja world. At that time, the status of the Konoha tribe will also improve, and the tribes of Konoha village will be able to survive better. That being the case, I will now summon those Jonin. Our two families will attack Konoha village together, and we will definitely be able to take down Konoha village. At that time, you Konoha village will also completely surrender to our Xuanyan village, Patriarch Konoha said excitedly. Chief Konoha also knows that in his heart he actually doesn't want his people to die here. However, now, Chief Xuanyan and the others have already forced them out of Konoha village. If he doesn't and Chief Xuanyan if they fight against Xuanyan village together, then their losses will be very painful 0. Chief Xuanyan smiled, and then turned and walked towards the outside of Konoha village. Advertisement after Mr. Xuanyan walked out of the house of Chief Konoha, he did not rush back to Konoha village. Instead, he went to the room of Xuanying first. After knocking on the door, Chief Konoha pushed in and walked in. Xuanying was sitting on the sofa drinking. She couldn't help but smiled when she saw the village chief Xuanyan coming in, and said, Village chief Xuanyan, this time I specially invited you to drink with me. Why? Don't you welcome it? Village chief Xuanyan was taken aback for a moment, and then a bitter smile appeared on his face, saying, Of course I welcome it, but you just said that you want me to drink with you. Could it be that there is something wrong with Konoha village? Something? %. Z% 1% and although Chief Xuanyan is not the head of Konoha village, he still knows everything in the clan. If something really happens to Chief Konoha, he must be unable to escape the relationship. Xuanying nodded and said, yes, there is a problem in Konoha village. The elders of Konoha village are ready to rebel against Xuanyan village. What? Rebelling against Xuanyan village? How could they make such a stupid decision? They should know that once our ninjas from Xuanyan village and Konoha village fight against each other, they will definitely suffer. Hearing what the Konoha patriarch said, the village chief Xuanyan couldn't help but yelled in shock. Haha, Chief Xuanyan, don't be surprised. They made this decision to protect the villagers in their Konoha village. The guy in their Konoha village called Xuanying is a very treacherous guy. He didn't keep his promise at all, so this time when the Konoha tribe wanted to fight them decisively, he had already made such a decision. During this trip to the Konoha tribe, our Konoha tribe suffered heavy losses. Our ninjas and villagers lost more than half of them. Even the Jonin were all killed by the group of ninjas in Xuanyan village. Yi clan, there are only more than 40 of us left, and we can't resist the attack of Xuanyan village at all. That be *************** D Xuanying actually betrayed us, it's damn it, I must kill him. Chapter 311 Xuan Che looked at the dispute between Konoha village and Xuanyan village. He had no interest at all. It was just that Xuanyan village had kidnapped Tsunade. This made Xuan Che not very happy and planned to help Konoha eliminate Xuanyan village. In Konoha village, the people of Konoha have been rushed to the corner of the village. Whether it is Konoha's ninja or Konoha's villagers, they are waiting for their own destiny. Is it really dead this time? Yeah, can we escape this time? I don't want to die yet, I haven't lived enough yet. The people in Konoha are talking about it, they are not willing to be killed just like this, they all hope to have a chance, but the possibility is very slim. Why don't these guys die? What should we do? The people of Konoha village talked there, but there was no way. The first elder and the second elder, what do you say we should do now? Is it just waiting to die like this? At the entrance of Konoha village, people in Xuanyan village were talking over there, but they didn't have any way to do it, because they didn't know what they should do. Konoha has lost combat effectiveness, and our Xuanyan village has suffered a heavy loss. Now there are only 4 ninja villages left in 2009. If we continue to fight, our Xuanyan village will be completely destroyed. In this way, our Xuanyan village, the hidden village, is really going to disappear completely from this world, can no longer fight, and must retreat immediately. The first elder and the second elder discussed for a long time, and finally decided on the countermeasures. They decided to leave immediately, because if the battle continues, they will only suffer more and more losses, but they don't want to consume their strength on this meaningless consumption. Hearing these words, all the ninjas in Xuanyan village let go of their worries. They thought this was the only way, so the ninjas in Xuanyan village immediately ran out of the village, only the few who were not capable of fighting. The villagers were left behind, and the rest of the villagers all ran out of the village. Xuanyan's ninjas are gone. Are they afraid of death? Yes. They must be scared, so they ran away. Konoha's ninjas talked a lot, but Konoha's villagers had nothing to do. The situation in Konoha village is already very severe. No one in Konoha village can beat Xuanyan village. Even senior ninjas such as the great elder and the second elder can't resist the strong attack of Xuanyan village, so what they can do now is to wait for the return of Xuanying, hoping that they can lead Konoha to glory. Konoha, at the entrance of Konoha village, all the ninjas of Genyan village ran away, leaving only a few ninjas from Ninja village standing there. Advertisement ha 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 ha. A loud laugh came from one of the villagers. Konoha was finally defeated. Konoha was finally destroyed by us. The rest of the villagers also laughed, and the laughter was full of pride and pride. Konoha was finally defeated by us. Konoha was finally destroyed by us. Several villagers also began to clamor. They felt that their dominance was already in sight, they could finally wipe out Konoha, they could dominate the entire ninja world, and they could finally extend their power to every corner of the ninja world. The laughter spread throughout Konoha village, making Konoha's ninjas tremble. We will go home now, Konoha was finally destroyed by us. However, at this moment, Xuan Che appeared. Humph, you dare to be arrogant here. Xuan Che waved his hand, and a gust of wind appeared out of nowhere, and instantly blew all the ninjas, blowing them all out in a flash, and fell to the ground fiercely. Xuan Che. When the Konoha shinobi people saw Xuan Che appear, they all cheered. Master Xuan Che is finally back. Finally there is no need to fight, and finally you can escape. The ninjas rejoiced. Xuan Che was their biggest support. They knew that as long as Xuan Che appeared, all their difficulties could be solved. Snort. Xuan Che snorted coldly, then turned and walked towards Xuanyan village. He didn't want to waste time. Advertisement in Xuanyan village. Xuanyan's ninjas were all stunned. Xuan Che? How could he suddenly appear? Why did he come back? Isn't he afraid of death? Why didn't he run away? The ninjas of Xuanyin began to whisper there, and they all felt that they could not believe that Xuan Che did not escape, but returned to Konoha village. In Konoha village, the villagers were all shocked when they saw Xuan Che returning. Unexpectedly, a genin in their village actually stood up and helped them guard Konoha. Such a scene made the ninjas of Konoha village. There was a warm current in my heart. At the entrance of Konoha village, the senior elder and the second elder looked at Xuan Che who had returned, and they were very puzzled. Xuan Che-kun, why are you back? Are you not going to escape Konoha? The elder asked. No need to flee, now I am Konoha's village head, and I will never allow Konoha's ninjas to die outside, Xuan Che said firmly. What? The ninjas such as the first elder and the second elder were all stunned. They did not hear exactly what Xuan Che said, but Xuan Che said that he wanted to protect Konoha, which made them feel very strange, because Xuanyan village is stronger than their Konoha. It's still a lot worse, it can't protect them at all. What are you talking about? Your strength can't protect Konoha at all. The second elder mocked there with disdain. He didn't believe that Xuan Che's strength could protect Konoha. I don't need others to believe, you just need to remember what I said. I don't allow others to hurt anyone in Konoha village. Xuan Che's eyes shot out two cold glows. The two cold glows were as sharp as a blade, and they pierced their hearts. HMPH, do you think we will be afraid of you if you're like this? The second elder screamed. They also didn't want their people to die, and they wouldn't humiliate their people, but if it weren't for Xuan Che, the villagers would have been slaughtered clean by Xuanyan village. Xuanyan village, is it? I will make you pay the price of blood? Xuan Che said coldly. A faint white mist radiated from his body, and Xuan Che's strength began to improve, which made all the ninjas in Xuanyan village startled. They don't understand why Xuan Che's strength has improved in a short period of time, but now they can't allow them to think too much. They don't care if Xuanyan village is their enemy, they have to leave Konoha first, and leave Konoha's scope. Within, they didn't want Xuan Che to find them. Xuan Che, chase it, they're going to run away. Chapter 312. Chase it. The villagers of Konoha yelled that they didn't want the people of Xuanyan village to run away either. Humph. How can it be so easy if you want to run? Xuan Che snorted coldly, then he moved his body and rushed out towards the ninjas in Konoha village. Xuan Che's speed was very fast, and he reached the entrance of Konoha village in the blink of an eye. Stop him. The appearance of Xuan Che made Konoha's ninjas feel the pressure. They didn't dare to neglect and immediately stopped Xuan Che. A sneer appeared on Xuan Che's face, and then stretched out his right fist, which slammed into the chest of a Konoha shinobi. Boom. The Konoha shinobi was shattered by Xuan Che, his body instantly turned into powder, and then disappeared into the void. What? The ninja in Xuanyan village was blown up. How could Master Xuan Che be the opponent of Xuanyan village? I didn't make a mistake just now. Did Master Xuan Che blow up a small team in Xuanyan village with a punch? What level of strength has he reached, and what kind of strength does he possess? Not good. The ninja of Xuanyan village has escaped. Advertisement: the ninjas of Konoha village saw Xuan Che punch and kill a Xuanyan ninja. All of them were shocked. Xuan Che exploded the body of a Xuanyan ninja with a single move, and his strength was so powerful. The ninjas of Konoha village have to admit that Xuan Che is very strong, outrageously strong, and so strong it makes them feel unbelievable. Snort. Xuan Che snorted and continued to fly forward. The ninjas in Xuanyan village saw Xuan Che chasing and killing them, and they all rushed forward desperately. Seeing the ninjas of Xuanyan village fleeing far away, Konoha's villagers were all dumbfounded. This time, they no longer believe that Xuanyan village can defeat Konoha village. They are now wondering whether these ninjas are in the end. What's the matter? Why are all of them fled forward like crazy? Could it be that they are afraid of Xuan Che catching up with them? This is incredible. Every ninja is afraid of Xuanyan village. This is something they can't understand. Damn it. What's wrong with them? How can they suddenly become so scared? Xuan Che-kun. The Great Elder cursed. In the heart of the Great Elder, the ninjas of Xuanyan village are a group of cowards, a group of spineless trash, but what happened today is really beyond the Great Elder's expectation, from Xuanyan village. The escape of the ninjas made the Great Elder feel very strange. The second elders didn't understand what happened to the ninjas in Xuanyan village. They were also guessing whether the ninjas in Xuanyan village were afraid of Xuan Che. The words of the elder stunned the surrounding ninjas. They all didn't know what was going on. Why did the elder suddenly call the ninja in Xuanyan village a coward? Elder, are the ninjas of Xuanyan village cowards? A villager asked suspiciously. How could they be cowards? They are a superior existence, the Great Elder roared. The roar seemed to be an injustice for his people, as if to justify their names. Do the people of the Great Elder really think so? How can this be? Why do the clansmen of the Great Elders have such thoughts? I don't think they are as arrogant as they appear on the surface. The villagers of Konoha all talked that they were full of suspicion and disbelief in the ninjas of Xuanyan village, but they were unwilling to question their master. After all, the elder was their only hope. You don't understand, you will never understand the anger and hatred in our ninjas, the big elder said with red eyes. After speaking, he turned and left. He doesn't want to stay here now. He must immediately inform everyone in Konoha village to prepare them for battle, the ninja of Xuanyan village. Not only the old enemy of Konoha village, but also their enemy. Xuanyan village wants to destroy the entire Konoha village, which is unacceptable for all ninjas. Advertisement: the ninjas of Konoha village saw the Great Elder leaving, and they followed the Great Elder one after another. They wanted to leave here with the Great Elder. The people of Xuanyan village wanted to escape, but how could the villagers of Xuanyan village let the ninjas of Xuanyan village escape? They chased the ninjas of Xuanyan village one after another. The ninjas of Xuanyan village saw Konoha's villagers chasing them up, and their hearts were very nervous. Ninjas in Xuanyan village, aren't you awesome? I want to see how great you guys are. Kill them. Kill them. The ninjas of Xuanyan village looked at the villagers of Konoha village who were chasing them, and their hearts were filled with anger and suffocation. The ninjas of Xuanyan village all took out their weapons and attacked the villagers of Konoha. They thought to kill all the villagers of Konoha. Upon seeing Konoha's villagers, they used their strongest ninjutsu to fight with Konoha's ninjas. The two sides fought together, fiercely fighting together. The ninjas of Xuanyan village are very powerful. Although the ninjas of Xuanyan village are among the elite, Their strength is not too strong. Facing the strength of a Zonin, they really have no choice, can only choose to escape, therefore, they are not the opponents of Konoha village. What? I'm not reconciled. I want revenge. I want to kill all the ninjas in Konoha village. A ninja from Xuan village yelled frantically, with blood dripping from the corners of his mouth, and his ninja robe was in tatters, and his chest was cut deep by the ninja from Xuan village. Deep scars. I am not convinced. I will not give up, I will let them all die here. Another ninja from Xuan village roared loudly. His face was very hideous and painful. His eyes, Wang Zhao, were full of anger, as if he was about to eject flames. Ha ha ha, your forbearance is good. I will not kill you easily, I will torture you slowly, I want you to survive, but I want to let you see that I kill you the process of, I want you to see the complete destruction of Konoha village, ha ha ha, you all go to death. The ninjas of Xuan village laughed loudly. He watched Konoha's ninjas diminish little by little, and his heart was very excited. He seemed to have seen Konoha's entire army wiped out. Hearing that the ninjas of Xuan village were so arrogant, the expressions of the great elder and the second elder on the side became more and more gloomy. The two of them did not expect the ninjas of Xuan village to fly so arrogantly. I see how long you can be rampant. A loud shout came from the elder's mouth, and the elder glared at the ninjas in Xuan village. Chapter 313. The elder took the lead and slaughtered the ninjas in Xuan village. He wanted to behead the ninjas in Xuan village first. Seeing the elder slaying, the ninjas of Xuan village raised their weapons to face the past. Suddenly, the ninja swords of the two sides were clashing in the sky, sparks were splashing, the blades shone, and two huge breaths rose into the sky and spread out in all directions. Konoha's villagers all stopped fighting, they all hid, and they all hid on the side of the valley. The ninjas of Xuan village saw that Konoha's ninjas stopped fighting, and they also stopped fighting. All the ninjas of Xuan village gathered together. They pulled out all the ninjas in Xuan village. They wanted to use these ninja swords and the villagers of Konoha to fight to the death. These ninjas, they are full of strong evil spirits. Ninjas of Xuan village, what do you want to do? Want to fight us to the death? The elder looked at the ninjas in Xuan village, his brows were frowned, and his heart was very nervous. He knew that the ninjas in Xuan village were very powerful, and he was also very worried about Xuan village. The ninjas will attack him suddenly and slap them. Elder, we are going to fight Konoha village. A ninja from Xuan village stood up, staring at the elder. World War I, your Xuan village wants to fight Konoha village. I'm afraid it is not so easy. Konoha's elder sneered, and he said disdainfully. Just because you are also worthy to fight Konoha village? You Xuan village really don't know the so-called, you are not the opponent of Konoha village at all. Snort. Great elder, don't think that you can win if you have a large number of people. Our Konoha village will not lose to any Shinobu village. This time, we will never give up. We must kill Konoha village and let Konoha village disappear in the dust of history, the ninja of Xuan village said coldly. You really don't know the heights of the sky, just because you want to fight us Konoha village? It's just wishful thinking? Great elder, we won't lose, no matter how many of you, even if you all kill our Xuan village will fight you hard, even if our Xuan village is all killed by you, we will never take a step back. The ninja from Xuan village roared loudly, his eyes full of determination. Yes, even if all of us in Xuan village are killed by you, we won't take a step back, because our ninjas in Xuan village will never admit defeat. Another ninja roared loudly, his eyes also carrying a steadfast look. Advertisement. Well, since your Xuan village is so stubborn, let me see how tough your Xuan village is. We must teach you Xuan village a good meal today to let you know that our Konoha village is not letting it go. You bullied. The elder scolded angrily. He looked at the ninja in Xuan village, his heart was full of anger, and he really didn't want to see this happen. At this moment, the elder's ears suddenly moved, and his ears violently moved, and then he stopped immediately, his face became serious. The ninjas of Xuan village retreat. Xuan Che yelled, his body rushed quickly, and he came to Konoha's village in the blink of an eye. Konoha's villagers also responded, and they quickly fled to the distance. Suddenly, the villagers of Konoha village withdrew to Konoha's village one after another. The villagers of Konoha flee towards Konoha's village, while launching a series of attacks on the ninjas of Genyin village. The ninjas of Xuan village showed their defenses one after another. While resisting Konoha village's attack, they continued to rush towards the Konoha village. Xuan Che, why did you suddenly stop us from fighting? We are still ready to continue our attack. One of the ninjas in Xuan village asked suspiciously. The elder glanced at the ninja in Xuan village, and he also had doubts in his heart. Xuan Che suddenly asked them to stop fighting just now. What is going on? Be careful. The great elder has already felt bad things. I think he should be aware of the danger. We must leave as soon as possible, otherwise our lives will definitely not be saved. Xuan Che's face became extremely solemn. What? Is the great elder aware of the danger? Is it the Ghost King? When the ninjas of Xuan village heard Xuan Che's words, their faces became pale and panicked. Let's run away quickly. Once we are singled and discovered by Lord Ghost, our life will definitely be over. Lord Ghost is very powerful. If he catches us, we will die in his hands. Another ninja from Xuan village said. Well, let's run. Don't be found by the Ghost King. We must leave here as soon as possible, and we can't let the Ghost King catch us. The ninjas in Xuan village nodded in agreement. When Xuan Che saw this, he did not dare to neglect, he also accelerated, and he galloped towards the Konoha village. Just as the ninjas of Xuan village rushed towards the Konoha village, the elders and others followed suit. The elder had been staring at the people in Xuan village. When he saw the ninjas in Xuan village rushing towards the village of Konoha village, he immediately realized what Xuan village wanted to do, and his eyes were shocked. His expression became very ugly, and a bad premonition rose in his heart. Advertisement. Although the great elder did not know why he felt this way, he knew very well that if the ninjas of Xuan village were allowed to enter the village of Konoha village, his Xuan village would be destroyed. The ninjas of Konoha village will never give up. There was a bad feeling in the heart of the great elder. He felt that Xuan village would definitely adopt some despicable methods to deal with Konoha village. At this time, the ninjas of Xuan village were only about 50 meters away from Konoha village, and they had already rushed to the entrance of Konoha village. Seeing rushing to the entrance of Konoha village, Konoha's ninjas all showed a trace of excitement. Brothers, let's rush. Kill everyone in Konoha village. Revenge for the dead people. The ninjas of Xuan village made a frantic clamor. Kill. The villagers of Konoha village saw that the ninjas of Xuan village had arrived in front of them, and their faces showed crazy expressions. They brandished katana one after another and rushed towards the ninjas of Xuan village. The ninjas of Xuan village also rushed forward. The ninjas on both sides soon fought together. The elder saw that the ninjas of both sides were fighting together, and the look on his face became more and more ugly. The ninjas of Xuan village were much stronger than the ninjas of Konoha village. The ninjas of Konoha village and the ninjas of Xuan village do not have the upper hand. They can only defend continuously and dare not relax. Don't fall in love with each other. Leave the village immediately, the great elder shouted loudly. Yes. The ninjas in Xuan village said one by one. Chapter 314. Xuan Che represented the Konoha shinobi and led the Konoha shinobi to attack the ninja of Xuan village. The ninjas of Xuan village also organized their own team to welcome the Konoha shinobi. The two sides fought fiercely on the plain outside Konoha village. Xuan Che launched the attack first. Xuan Che's first attack surprised the ninjas in Xuan village. They didn't expect Xuan Che to attack first. Xuan Che rushed into the enemy group with dozens of people around him. Konoha shinobi also responded and started fighting with Xuan Che. While the two sides started fighting, the ninjutsu of both sides kept falling on each other's body. Under the cover of Konoha shinobi, Xuan Che did not dare to use lightning style rashly. Xuan Che didn't dare to use lightning style, which meant that Xuan Che couldn't convert chakra in his body into chakra with thunder attributes, so he could only rely on hand-to-hand combat with opponents. The ninja of Xuan village, under the cover of the Konoha shinobi, was repelled by Xuan Che, but there were no casualties. The Konoha shinobi who were behind Xuan Che, although they were covered by Konoha's ninja, there were still many Konoha shinobi who fell in a pool of blood. They all died in the hands of each other. In this situation, the ninjas of both sides continued to clash, and the fighting became more and more fierce and cruel. In the end, both sides could not bear it. Konoha's ninjas have been killed and injured more than half, and the remaining ninjas have also been seriously injured. But Xuan Che is not dead yet. He killed all the dozens of Konoha shinobi behind him. Konoha shinobi members, only dozens of people were left alive, and all the others died. After Xuan Che killed the last live mouth, he continued to attack the Konoha shinobi. The Konoha shinobi who were behind Xuan Che have all died. The Konoha shinobi who were behind Xuan Che only left dozens of people alive, and all the others died. After Xuan Che killed the last live mouth, he continued to attack the Konoha shinobi. Advertisement. This time Xuan Che did not use lightning style, but earth style. If Xuan Che uses earth style in the land, the barrier of the land is not difficult for him. As soon as earth style appeared, it moved forward quickly, and after a certain distance, it immediately stopped moving forward. Xuan Che used earth style in the ground, and in a short time, he advanced 50 meters away, enough to avoid Konoha's ninjutsu attack range. After Xuan Che stopped earth style, he stood up from the ground. After standing up, Xuan Che glanced at the numerous corpses behind him, with a cold expression on his face. His eyes fell forward, and the front was the main battlefield of Konoha shinobi. Snort. Is this the main battlefield of Konoha shinobi? I will destroy this main battlefield. Let the people of Konoha shinobi know that in the land of Konoha shinobi, no Konoha shinobi is allowed to go wild. Xuan Che made up his mind secretly. Xuan Che read in his heart, earth style, earth style, earth style, earth wall. The earth wall is an earth system escape technique of the master of Xuan Che, which can form a solid defensive earth wall. After Xuan Che meditated on the earth wall in his heart, he immediately condensed a huge earth wall in front of him. Xuan Che rushed forward after condensing the dirt wall. As soon as Xuan Che rushed to the Xuan village ninja, he kicked a Xuan village ninja, and then kicked several Xuan village ninjas in a row. The ninjas of Xuan village, after being blocked in front of the earth wall, immediately launched a counterattack against Xuan Che. Konoha's ninjas, in this case, all launched an offensive, fighting with the ninjas of Xuan village. The number of Konoha shinobi is too small, and the Konoha shinobi are not the opponents of the Xuan village ninjas at all. They have no power to fight back in front of the Xuan village ninjas, and they are defeated by the Xuan village ninjas in just an instant. After Xuan Che killed dozens of ninjas in Xuan village, he immediately turned and charged towards the Konoha shinobi camp. After Xuan Che killed the Konoha shinobi, he rushed forward, trying to enter the Konoha shinobi camp. Xuan Che rushed forward in the camp of Xuan village, killing all the way. Wherever he went, there was a bloody storm. Konoha's ninjas also began to attack in Konoha's camp. In the camp of Xuan village, the people of Xuanren village also began to attack. Under the leadership of the ninja of Xuanren village, the personnel of Xuanren village also rushed forward. The attack of the two forces suddenly became chaotic. Under the impact of Xuan Che, the entire Konoha barracks began to shake violently. The buildings in the Konoha barracks began to collapse, and the soldiers in the barracks also began to run around, and the scene became chaotic. Advertisement 0 Ask for flowers. Xuan Che had already rushed to the gate of Konoha barracks during the large-scale conflict between Xuanrenkun and the Konoha shinobi. The ninjas in Xuanyan village, seeing Xuan Che rushing over, immediately shouted and rushed towards Xuan Che. The ninjas of Xuanyan village are also battle-tested veterans. They also have many ninjas, even stronger than the Konoha shinobi. Under their leadership, the ninjas of Xuanyan village rushed to Xuan Che. Xuan Che didn't panic under the charge of the ninja in Xuanyan village. He waved his fist and faced the rushing ninja. The ninjas on both sides collided at the gate, and there was a collision. The war between the two ninjas suddenly became white-hot. 0. Although the ninjas of Xuanyan village are powerful, it is a pity that they are the ninjas of Konoha village after all. They are only in the early stage, and they are far from the high-level ninjas of Konoha village. The high levels of Xuanyan village, although they can display great combat effectiveness when fighting, they do not have much advantage in the face of ninjas who are weaker than them. Konoha's ninjas are stronger, and their cooperation is also excellent. Although the ninjas of Xuanyan village were brave, they were only beaten in front of Konoha's advanced ninjas. The ninjas of Xuanyan village were not pleased in front of Konoha's advanced ninjas. Xuan Che's figure is like the wind, moving through the crowd. Any ninja in Xuanyan village who meets Xuan Che will be solved by Xuan Che. Xuan Che's figure is like a sharp sword, crossing the crowd back and forth. Although there were many ninjas in Xuanyan village, when they faced Xuan Che, they had no resistance at all. They were completely shot to death by Xuan Che. The ninjas of Xuanyan village, under the impact of Xuan Che, are constantly being killed and constantly being solved by Xuan Che. Under Xuan Che's offensive, the Konoha shinobi were defeated steadily. The Konoha shinobi people kept retreating backwards and withdrew from the main battlefield of Konoha village. Konoha's ninjas kept retreating. After exiting the main battlefield of Konoha village, they began to retreat and retreated to the border of Konoha. The ninja of Xuanyan village has been chasing behind. The pursuit of the ninjas in Xuanyan village quickly caught up with Konoha's ninja team, NS. Chapter 315 Konoha's ninjas, after seeing the ninjas of Xuanyan village catching up, began to fight back desperately. Under the command of Konoha's senior ninjas, the Konoha shinobi organized a large-scale artillery fire to launch rocket attacks on the ninjas of Genyan village. Konoha's artillery is made of gunpowder. It is very powerful. After a rocket is launched, it can destroy a city. Faced with the rocket bombing, the ninjas in Xuanyan village were also very scared. The ninjas in Xuanyan village also began to retreat. The ninjas of Xuanyan village rushed forward for several kilometers before they barely escaped the attack range of the rockets. However, the ninjas of Konoha did not stop there, but the ninjas who followed Konoha continued to chase forward. The ninjas of Xuanyan village didn't dare to chase forward anymore, so they followed closely, chasing them until the Mu Ling Shi Ling Ye ninjas left the main battlefield of Konoha village and then ran forward. They ran to the outside of Konoha's main battlefield and stopped. After stopping, they stopped and began to rest. This time Konoha's ninjas' losses were also very serious, losing hundreds of Konoha shinobi. Although there are a lot of people in Xuanyan village, there are also many people who have lost. Moreover, the Konoha shinobi also occupy the right time and place. They occupy the advantage of geographical location, so the Konoha shinobi have always had the upper hand. When Xuan Che saw Konoha shinobi, he finally stopped, and he was finally relieved. Xuan Che turned around, looked at the Konoha shinobi beside him, and cast a cold glance at the Xuanyan village ninja. Xuan Che hated the ninjas in Xuanyan village. Xuan Che also has an indelible hatred towards the ninja of Xuanyan village. Back then, he fought against the ninja of Xuanyan village, and that battle made him and the ninja of Xuanyan village forge a beam. In the battle between him and Xuanyan village, he was seriously injured, and finally he had to return to Konoha village to recover. After that, he fought against Xuanyan village ninjas, but in that battle, Xuan Che still did not occupy any advantage. Advertisement His battle with Xuanyan village made him understand that he is not an opponent of Xuanyan village now, so he will double his strength in just a few months. In Xuan Che's view, one day, he will definitely defeat Xuanyan village and trample Xuanyan village under his feet. If Xuanyan village can retreat now, perhaps Xuan Che still has a chance to win, but now that the Konoha shinobi are on the battlefield, Xuan Che will not have any chance to kill the ninjas in Xuanyan village. The Konoha shinobi have been guarding the border of the main battlefield. They just want to delay time until the reinforcements arrive. The Konoha shinobiers suffered heavy losses during the attack of the ninjas in Xuanyan village, but the Konoha shinobi did not give up resistance because of this, and are still stubbornly resisting the charge in Xuanyan village. The Konoha shinobi people all know that the ninjas of Xuanren village and Xuanyan village have stronger enemies outside the battlefield. They must withdraw from the main battlefield as soon as possible and wait for the support of the other shinobi villages. The Konoha shinobi also know that their current situation is very dangerous, and their losses are very serious. As long as the Konoha shinobi persist for a while, they can get enough reinforcements. Xuan Che looked at the ninjas in Xuanyan village. Outside the main battlefield, they were still struggling to resist. Xuan Che felt very angry, and he shouted, "Kill!" Xuan Che led his elite troops and rushed into the team of Konoha shinobi. Xuan Che rushed all the way, slaughtering the Konoha shinobi, and reaping the lives of the Konoha shinobi. The long knife in Xuan Che's hand kept slashing the heads of the Konoha shinobi, and constantly harvesting the lives of the Konoha shinobi. Xuan Che's methods were extremely cruel. Under his sword, all Konoha shinobi who blocked him were all beheaded by him. No matter what kind of Konoha shinobi, under Xuan Che's knife, he can't resist it at all. Xuan Che fought all the way to the edge of the main battlefield, and saw that the ninjas in Xuanyan village had not yet emerged from Konoha's main battlefield, and he finally let go of his heart. He stopped, looked around on Konoha's battlefield, and then began to arrange logistics to appease Konoha's ninjas and let them rest. When Xuan Che's order was reached, Konoha's ninjas quickly dispersed, looking for places to rest. Konoha's ninjas are also resting. They have suffered heavy losses in the main battlefield. They need to rest for a while to recover their strength. This time, the Konoha shinobi also lost a lot, but they also gained a certain amount of exploits. In the next war, they will obtain exploits, and then exchange the loot to earn zero. Xuan Che looked at the Konoha shinobi people, set up camp on the main battlefield, then left and returned to the Konoha shinobi village headquarters. Advertisement. After Xuan Che returned to Konoha shinobi village, he gathered all his subordinates to discuss how to deal with Konoha's impact. Seeing the emotions of the ninjas in Xuanyan village, Xuan Lang seemed to be very excited. There seemed to be an atmosphere of an upcoming battle, and Xuan Lang was secretly surprised. The Konoha shinobi are exhausted. In this battle, the Konoha shinobi lost too much. They not only suffered heavy casualties, but also lost a lot of people. Most of these Konoha shinobi players are the mid-term and late-stage strength of the elite, but such people have lost more than half of them, which shocked the profound wolf. Xuanlang looked at the ninjas in Xuanyan village, and thought to himself, it's no wonder Xuanyan village dares to act so recklessly. It turns out that the ninjas of Xuanyan village are so powerful and they have such powerful strength. We want to defeat Xuanyan Hidden village. I'm afraid, it's not that easy. This battle in Xuanyan village was indeed fought beautifully, and Xuan Lang felt his heart palpitations, and he felt pressure in his heart. However, his profound wolf was not afraid, he believed in his own strength. Xuan Lang stood up and shouted, "Brothers, are you ready?" Xuan Lang shouted loudly, "Ready, just wait for a large number of ninjas from Xuanyan village to die." Xuan Lang shouted loudly, his voice loud and loud, spreading throughout the battlefield. The Konoha shinobi members were all excited when they heard the sound of the mysterious wolf. The ninjas in Xuanyan village felt disgust in their hearts when they heard the voice of Xuan Wolf. Xuan Lang's voice was really too loud, like a lunatic, talking nonsense. The ninjas in Xuanyan village were full of disdain for Xuan Lang, and they secretly cursed Xuan Lang in their hearts, which were really stupid hats. Xuan Lang, in their opinion, is not just a fool, but a fool. Xuan Lang is not worthy of being a ninja at all. Hearing the Konoha shinobi around him, Xuan Lang looked at him with disdain, and he was very annoyed. Xuan Lang knew that if he was not strong enough, the Konoha shinobi would definitely be dissatisfied. Maybe, the Konoha shinobi would be dismissive of him. Chapter 316. There was a fierce look on Xuan Lang's face. He looked at the Konoha shinobi around him, and said sharply, "Listen, Konoha shinobi, in front of us, there are just a bunch of chickens and dogs, vulnerable, everyone. Don't be afraid of them. No matter what kind of difficulties we encounter, we must not be afraid, we must hold on, be sure to hold on. Only by holding on can we survive. Only by surviving can we successfully defeat the Konoha shinobi. Our task is to defeat the Xuanyan village and destroy the Konoha shinobi. Only when the Konoha shinobi is eliminated can our task be considered complete. Therefore, we must work hard, must stand firm, and cannot fall down, otherwise, you will be buried here forever. Once you fall, what about your family? What should they do? Could it be that your family will stay here forever? Impossible, we can't let that happen. Therefore, we must hold on, we must hold on." Hearing Xuan Lang's voice, the ninjas in Xuanyan village nodded one after another, expressing agreement with Xuan Lang's words. Konoha's ninjas have suffered heavy losses after several battles before, and their morale has become low. Xuan Che's physical stamina has also declined, but his strength has not been affected at all. Ninja 09 of Xuanyan village, although they have lost a lot of people, they did not lose much physical strength. Once they continue to fight, they still have the opportunity to fight back and kill the Konoha shinobi. Xuan Lang looked at the ninjas in Xuanlang village behind Xuan Lang, and he said solemnly, "Remember, everyone, when the army of Konoha shinobi is about to arrive on the battlefield, you must firmly block the Konoha shinobi, even if it is a sacrifice of some people, and we will not hesitate. Understand?" "Yes, Xuanlang, we know." The ninjas of Xuanyan village behind Xuanlang shouted in unison. Hearing Xuan Lang's words, Xuan Lang felt very happy in his heart. There was also a raging flame in his heart. He couldn't wait to crush Konoha shinobi immediately. Xuanyan village and Xuanlang village have been dealing with each other for several years, and the temper of Xuanlang, Konoha's ninjas, have long felt clearly. Although Xuanlang has many problems, he has one characteristic, that is, he likes to talk boastfully, arrogantly, and arrogant. He believes that Konoha shinobi, in front of him, is just like an ant and can be ravaged at will. Just assault and kill them as you want. The Konoha shinobi are also very annoying to the mysterious wolf. No matter what the mysterious wolf says or does, the Konoha shinobi despise him very much. Konoha shinobi people knew in their hearts that people like Xuanlang were just a few small people. Xuan Che snorted coldly, not caring at all. The relationship between the Konoha shinobi is not harmonious. Konoha's ninjas, in their opinion, Konoha's ninjas are just a bunch of Rubbish can be crushed at any time, but they will not look down on Konoha shinobi because of it. They will also look down on Xuanlang and them. The mysterious wolf is the one that the Konoha shinobi people hate most. Regardless of Konoha's ninjas' attitude towards Konoha, Konoha's ninjas still regard the mysterious wolf as their role model. Because Konoha's ninjas believed that Profound Wolf was the real genius and the real powerhouse. The Konoha shinobi people all agree that the mysterious wolf is the real genius and the real strong. Their ninjutsu is taught to them by the mysterious wolf. If it is not the ninjutsu taught by the mysterious wolf to Konoha, they Konoha shinobi are absolutely impossible to grow to where they are today. Advertisement in the eyes of Konoha shinobi, Konoha's ninjas are all rubbish. This kind of thought has been with the Konoha shinobi people until now. The battle between the mysterious wolf and Konoha's ninjas, the more they fought, the Konoha shinobi's hearts became more and more disdainful of the Konoha shinobis. The combat effectiveness of the Konoha shinobi is far worse than their ninjutsu. The Konoha shinobi are like a mob. Xuanlang is the head of Xuanlang village. He has a very lofty position in Xuanlang village. The ninjas in Xuanlang village listen to Xuanlang's orders. Xuanlang's orders cannot be disobeyed. They must carry out the things Xuanlang ordered. The order of the mysterious wolf is to let them guard the battlefield, protect the battlefield, let them continue to kill the enemy, and let the Konoha shinobi pay more. Konoha shinobi, naturally, unconditionally obey the command of the mysterious wolf. In the direction pointed by the Black Wolf's battle flag, the team led by the Black Wolf continuously attacked the Konoha shinobi. The battle between the two sides fought fiercely again. The Konoha shinobi were constantly attacking the mysterious wolf's troops, and constantly attacking the mysterious wolf's front. Konoha shinobi, no matter whether they have any conspiracy or not, their goal is to eliminate the mysterious wolf's troops as soon as possible, so that the mysterious wolf's troops will suffer huge losses. The mysterious wolf's troops have been constantly repelled by the Konoha shinobi. In less than a moment, Xuanlang led his troops and retreated to the camp he had just now. Xuanlang glanced at his men, and he said solemnly, "Everyone rested for half an hour. After half an hour, we immediately rushed to kill again. No matter what the price, we must drive the Konoha shinobi from our war zone." Xuanlang's words caused his men to cheer suddenly. Although Xuanlang's troops suffered heavy casualties during the battle, the Xuan Wolf troops were still extremely powerful ninja troops. Xuanlang's combat effectiveness is not a joke, advertisement. His subordinates are very clear in their hearts. The Konoha shinobi are not opponents of the Black Wolf troops at all. Konoha shinobi players, there is no chance of winning at all. The casualties of the Xuanlang troops were minimal. Xuanlang looked at Xuanlang's troops and shouted, "Listen well, everyone, the half-hour rest time is just a temporary rest. After half an hour, we will go out again." "Yes, Master Xuanlang." Xuanlang's troops responded loudly. The mysterious wolf looked at the captain of the mysterious wolf again, and he said solemnly, "Captain, now Konoha's ninjas are madly attacking our position. Their combat effectiveness is extremely strong. They keep attacking us, they don't at all. Give us time to rest. Within a quarter of an hour, we must break through their defenses and destroy their positions. Otherwise, our losses will be too great." The captain of Xuanlang snorted coldly, and he said solemnly, "Don't worry, Lord Xuanlang, I will definitely not disappoint your expectations. I will let Konoha's ninjas come back and forth." After speaking, the captain of Xuanlang immediately led his men and attacked the position of Konoha shinobi. They attacked Konoha shinobi's position desperately and pushed forward desperately. Under their offensive, they finally managed to break through the Konoha shinobi's defense line and entered their position. They dared not stop the attack, and still desperately attacked the Konoha shinobi's position. The Konoha shinobi players, in the first place, launched an attack. The fighting between the two sides broke out again. The mysterious wolf army and the captain of the mysterious wolf, two people, are constantly launching an offensive. Xuanlang's tactics are very simple and rude, which is to use the advantage of the battle formation to trap the enemy to death. The Konoha shinobi have always been suppressed by the mysterious wolf. For the Konoha shinobi, the tactics of the mysterious wolf are simply a shame. The mysterious wolf's tactics suddenly disrupted the fighting rhythm of the Konoha shinobi. In less than a moment, the Konoha shinobi began to be broken up by the mysterious wolf. They kept retreating backwards, and the attack by the mysterious wolf troops made it easier. Chapter 317. Xuan Che roared, and led a group of Konoha shinobi to launch a ninjutsu attack on the mysterious wolf troops. Each of the Black Wolf troops are elites among the elites. Although they were twisted by Konoha village, they were unscathed. The strength of the Profound Wolf is already strong, and there is also a strong Profound Wolf, and the battle in Konoha village can't help him at all. Although Profound Wolf's strength is strong, he is a person after all. Facing the encirclement and suppression of hundreds of Konoha shinobi, he still can't bear it. Profound Wolf's combat power is strong, but Konoha has too many ninjas. Although Xuanlang has rich combat experience, he is a person after all. No matter how powerful a person is, it is impossible to resist the attacks of so many people, let alone face so many ninjas. However, he is Konoha's ninja after all, and he has a lot of secrets in him, so Xuanlang did not choose to escape like Xuanlang. Xuanlang's body trembled fiercely, and then the whole person exploded and turned into a cloud of black smoke, which instantly spread to the entire open space. The range of this black smoke is extremely wide, covering a radius of tens of kilometers. The Konoha shinobi on Konoha's side only felt dizzy. The Konoha shinobi people rubbed their eyes with their hands, trying to open their eyes. At this time, the figure of Xuan Lang slowly walked out of the black mist. Kill. When the Konoha shinobi saw their companions being killed, they immediately aroused anger. Their anger was all concentrated on Xuan Lang's body, and they launched a frantic beating against Xuan Lang. Xuan Lang stepped out, another white light flashed, and he disappeared in place again. This time, the mysterious wolf disappeared very fast, almost to a staggering level. His figure seemed to shuttle in the dark. Every time he appeared, one by one Konoha shinobi fell in a pool of blood. This time, the mysterious wolf appeared under a giant tree and slapped it away, only to hear a rumbling sound. The giant tree broke and the rubble flew across. The mysterious wolf appeared again, already standing in front of the Konoha shinobi. The mysterious wolf swung his arms fiercely, and the huge air current spread everywhere, blowing Konoha's ninjas far away, spitting out a mouthful of blood, his face pale. Your opponent is me, Xuan Lang sneered and said to the Konoha shinobi. Advertisement damn, how could this guy's strength be so terrifying? Who is he? The Konoha shinobi people thought with horror. The impact of Xuan Lang's appearance on them was too great. Xuan Lang glanced at them, and said, What are you doing in a daze? Keep going, are you still waiting for me to take the action myself? Or are you afraid of death? As soon as these words came out, the faces of the Konoha shinobi gang turned paler. They didn't dare to neglect the slightest anymore, they picked up the weapons in their hands and rushed towards the mysterious wolf. Xuan Lang appeared under the tree just now, and slammed it down with a fist, and the tree was smashed in an instant. When Xuan Lang appeared this time, he still killed a Konoha shinobi with a single move. The Konoha shinobi dared not come forward easily. They don't know how powerful the profound wolf is, and they are not sure how many people they have can deal with the profound wolf. A cruel smile hung on the corner of Xuan Lang's mouth. Who else is coming up? Don't delay any more time, or I will have to do it. Xuan Lang looked at them and said. The more arrogant the mysterious wolf, the more feared the Konoha shinobi. Damn guys, let's go together, I don't believe you can really beat so many of us. Finally, a Konoha shinobi said boldly, his figure flashed, and he rushed directly to the mysterious wolf. Others also flocked to the mysterious wolf. Konoha's ninjas totaled 50 people and 50 Konoha shinobi. This is definitely the most elite force in Konoha village. Everyone is a high-level jonin, and they all practice. Through the forbearance method, the combat effectiveness is strong. 50 high-level jonin deal with a low-level ninja, which is a matter of course. Advertisement. Xuan Lang looked at the 50 jonin, and said disdainfully, Just rely on you rubbish. I don't care what conspiracy and tricks you have, in the face of absolute strength, all conspiracies and tricks will be vulnerable. Today, let you see what strength is. After all, a silver long knife suddenly appeared in Xuan Lang's hand. This knife was covered with lightning patterns and a devastating energy condensed on the long knife. The mysterious wolf flicked abruptly, and the long sword flew out in an instant, piercing into the chest of a Konoha shinobi in an instant. The power of this knife was so powerful that it directly penetrated the body of the Konoha shinobi, stabbing it out of the back. The Konoha shinobi did not even scream, and was stabbed to death with a knife. The body fell from midair and fell onto the ground, splashing a lot of dust. The remaining 30 or so Konoha shinobi were all shocked after seeing this scene. The strength of the mysterious wolf was beyond their expectations. They killed one of their jonin with a single knife, and their hearts couldn't help but retreat. When Xuan Lang saw this scene, he laughed and said, Are you not going to fight me? Why don't you fight now? I advise you to surrender obediently. Don't waste your time. Even if you kneel on the ground now and begging for mercy, I won't let you go, so don't waste your time. The Konoha shinobi players were speechless for a while. They are all the elite ninjas of Konoha village. How could they be willing to surrender? They would rather fight Xuan Lang desperately. It's just that Xuan Lang's performance has shaken their confidence a bit. At this time, another jonin spoke. This jonin said, Xuan Lang, we admit that you are very strong, but you want to single out the 50 of us. It is impossible, so you don't struggle, and you will be able to catch it with your hands obediently. Maybe you can still, left a whole corpse. Xuan Lang snorted coldly, kicked it out, and went straight to this jonin's head, taking his throat with one move. This jonin hurriedly raised the weapon in his hand to block it, but unfortunately his weapon was no better than the weapon of the mysterious wolf. He heard a crackling sound, the long knife in his hand broke directly, and the soul of the mysterious wolf kicked the Konoha fiercely. On the chest of the shinobi, the Konoha shinobi flew upside down in an instant, hit a big tree fiercely, broke the tree, and stopped. A deep shoe print appeared on the chest of this Konoha shinobi. The Konoha shinobi coughed, with blood overflowing from the corners of his mouth. His face was extremely pale and looked very miserable. His internal organs seemed to be kicked by the black wolf. The fork was broken. I said, I won't give you any way to survive. Xuan Lang looked at Konoha shinobi lightly and said. A mocking smile appeared on Xuan Lang's face. Chapter 318. The Konoha shinobi people were surprised when they saw it. They knew that Xuan Lang's strength was terrifying, but they didn't expect Xuan Lang to be so tough. With just one move, their senior jonin would be defeated, which made their hearts full of shock. At this time, another jonin said again, Xuan Lang, your strength is really good, but don't forget, we have 50 senior jonin here. I want to see, even if you can kill us, how many can you kill? Xuan Lang snorted coldly, looked at the jonin and said, I kill you, it doesn't take a bit of time. So, you better shut up. Otherwise, I don't mind sending you to Wangshen to drink with Hades. The jonin looked at Xuan Lang and said unwillingly, You. Who of you dare to talk nonsense? I will kill him now. After Xuan Lang said this, The silver long knife in his hand swiped to the side, and a blue lightning suddenly appeared on the Jonin's chest. The Jonin screamed and instantly turned to ashes. His body was smashed to pieces by this lightning, and there was no bone scum left, but a scorched corpse was left lying on the ground. The other 46 Konoha shinobi were all shocked and stopped one by one, not daring to move again. Xuan Lang snorted coldly and said, "Have you taken it now? Who else wants to continue fighting with me?" The remaining 46 Konoha shinobi were silent. How dare they fight against the Black Wolf again? They already felt the powerful power of the Black Wolf, and they knew very well in their hearts that they were not the opponent of the Black Wolf at all, so they chose to surrender. They are all smart people, they will no longer fight with the mysterious wolf, but directly withdraw from the battle. Humph, since you don't speak, it means that you acquiesced in the victory of our Konoha village. Now I declare that your Konoha village has completely lost, and I declare that from this moment on, Konoha village is officially disbanded. Xuan Lang shouted arrogantly, and immediately, his gaze swept the group of Konoha shinobi around him, shouting, "What are you all standing here for? Why not go back to your Konoha village? You rubbish are not worthy of the glory of your Konoha village. Get out of here." Hearing Xuan Lang say such words, the 50 Konoha shinobi were furious, but they did not dare to defy Xuan Lang's meaning. After all, the move that Xuan Lang had just now was too terrifying. They had no way to fight Xuan Lang. The only thing they could do was to escape. The body of the mysterious wolf suddenly disappeared in place. In the next second, a dagger pierced the chest of a Konoha shinobi, and then the mysterious wolf quickly harvested the life of a Konoha shinobi. All of this happened so quickly that the group of Konoha shinobi did not react quickly, and there was no time to react. The Black Wolf has already killed the lives of 17 Konoha shinobi, and in their eyes there was a deep look of horror. Xuan Lang kills people, like cutting melons and vegetables, without the slightest hesitation at all, and it has solved so many enemies with one move. The strength of the mysterious wolf is simply too sturdy, it makes people feel scared, and it also makes them feel afraid. Xuan Lang, you. Advertisement. At this moment, the ancestors of Konoha village walked out of the crowd. He pointed at Xuan Lang angrily with a look of hatred for iron and steel, and said angrily, "Xuan Lang, you guys are really too. I'm making a fool of myself. I tell you, I don't allow you to kill, because your behavior is against the laws of nature. I hope you stop right away, otherwise, just stop blaming me for being rude to you." Xuan Lang looked at his ancestors with disdain, and said, "Old things, what right do you have to point fingers at me? Let me tell you, in front of my profound wolf, you have nothing but to bow your head and claim your court. Who do you think you are? Even if you were a daimyo, you have to be polite to 3 points, right? You don't pee and look in the mirror. Which onion are you? My Xuan Lang will be polite to you 3 points, really the biggest joke in the world." Xuan Lang's words immediately angered the old ancestor. This old ancestor's temper had always been irritable. After he heard Xuan Lang say this about himself, his beard of anger suddenly rose. He roared, waved his arms, and slammed his fist at Xuan Lang. Just after returning to Konoha camp from the ninja war, Xuan Che saw Tsunade waiting for him at his residence. Tsunade was wearing a tight leather jacket. His upper body was wrapped in a hot and attractive figure, but his lower body was wrapped in leather pants, showing a wild beauty. She looks like a girl who came out of a comic, full of youth and vitality, but with a touch of charming and coquettish. "Hi, Xuan Che." Seeing Xuan Che walk into his room, Tsunade waved his right hand at him, smiled and said, "Is your injury better?" Much better." Xuan Che nodded, walked to Tsunade and sat down. "How do you know that I am here? Could it be that you have been following me?" "Yes, of course I am following you. You are my fiancé, of course I should care a little about you." Tsunade blushed slightly, but he said it anyway. She wanted to use her sincerity to dispel the doubt in Xuan Che's heart. "So, has your task been completed now?" Xuan Che raised his head to look at Tsunade and asked. "It's done, so lucky this time." Tsunade looked at Xuan Che excitedly, his eyes sparkling. She never thought that her task would be so easy, which made her feel very excited. She never thought that she would have such good luck. She always thought that her task would be very difficult this time, but she didn't expect that she would succeed so easily. Advertisement. What are you excited about? Did you encounter something worthy of joy? Seeing Tsunade's excitement, Xuan Che frowned, feeling a little uneasy in his heart. Haha, yes, I have encountered a very interesting thing now. You must not have imagined that this mission was so smooth, and I still have something to gain. Oh, reward? What's the gain? You guess. Haha, I can't guess. Forget it. You can't guess it anyway, you can't guess. How can I know if you don't say? Xuan Che curled his lips. I have not been so cheating. Okay, since you want to hear it, I'll tell you. Do you know what I have been doing recently? Tsunade has a mysterious look that makes people puzzled. Do you have classes in school? Xuan Che guessed and answered. Although he knew he couldn't guess the question, he still wanted to hear the answer from her, and didn't want to hear other people's guesses, which made him feel uncomfortable. Yes, it's class? Tsunade nodded and said, I went to class to find my husband. What? Xuan Che stood up abruptly and asked in surprise, looking for me. Your husband? How is this going? Did you have a baby? Are you married? Chapter 319. No, how can I have children? Tsunade shook his head and explained. It was my boyfriend, that is, my husband. Didn't he die in this battle? Your boyfriend? This. Who is your boyfriend? Xuan Che felt his brain work quickly, thinking, is Tsunade's boyfriend a Konoha shinobi? Be a ninja. I have found his trace and caught him. Tsunade raised his mouth triumphantly and laughed. What? Where is he and what is his name? How could he become a ninja? Xuan Che threw out a series of questions one after another. Tsunade answered all his questions one by one. I will tell you that, in fact, my boyfriend is not a ninja, but an ordinary ninja in Konoha village, but he saved us in the battle, and then he was in a ninja. The village stayed. What, you mean, this man is a ninja from Konoha village? Xuan Che's eyes widened in shock and couldn't believe this. If what Tsunade said was true, then this man would definitely be a dangerous character. He killed an admiral. If he runs away again, Konoha will probably fall into disaster. Yes, he is indeed a Konoha ninja. He has stayed in the ninja village for a long time and helped to kill a lot of enemy troops. That's why I came here to look for him and prepare to take him. The reason for returning to Konoha, Tsunade said. So this is all. Xuan Che sighed. This time he really failed. He has been thinking about how to deal with his enemy, but he did not expect that the enemy had already lurked by his side without his knowledge, and also killed the closest person around him. This really makes Xuan Che feel very painful. He can't imagine what would happen to him if he didn't have the support of his siblings. Will his strength become very weak? Is he still that genius ninja? I am afraid that his strength will be even lower than before. Can he still protect his wife and children? No, he cannot fail, absolutely cannot fail. He will never allow himself to fail. Thinking of this, he clenched his fist, his eyes shot a sharp light. Xuan Che, you look strange. Tsunade looked at Xuan Che and suddenly showed a hideous expression like a beast. He flinched a little scared and said, what's wrong with you? I'm fine. Xuan Che sneered. He didn't want Tsunade to discover his abnormality. He didn't want to admit that he had failed. Advertisement: if this plan fails, then his enemies will become stronger and by that time, he will never have a chance to take revenge, let alone get Tsunade. This is unacceptable to him. No, I have to find a way. After thinking for a long time, Xuan Che finally thought of a way. He decided to use this incident to test his wife. If she can tell the truth, Xuan Che can ignore it and even be willing to live with her peacefully, but if she dares to deceive herself, she will never let her go. He definitely wants to kill him. This is his decision. The murderous intent flashed in Xuan Che's eyes. In the depths of his heart, his murderous intent towards Tsunade had become more and more intense. Xuan Che, you look so strange. Tsunade looked at this strange Xuan Che in front of him, feeling very uncomfortable. She always felt that the connection between herself and her husband was suddenly cut off. Where is her husband? Why can't I find him? No, I'm fine. Xuan Che smiled faintly and said, no matter what, I will definitely let you come back to me. You are my wife, you can only belong to me, and you must be my wife. What's wrong with you? How'd I feel you were weird today? Tsunade stared at him, feeling something was wrong. There is nothing. Xuan Che waved his hand, his face returned to normal, and said to Tsunade. By the way, I haven't asked you how you found the ninja, then arrested him, and asked his name. I used a special method, this is confidential, I will not tell you casually. Tsunade shook his head. Oh well. Let's not talk about it, then let's move on, let's meet the big ninja brother first, Xuan Che said. Yep. Tsunade nodded. Immediately, the two walked towards Konoha's gate. When he walked to the gate, Xuan Che said to the guard. Where is this man of your Konoha? Can you tell me, I want to see him. Advertisement. The soldier glanced at both of them and said, what are you looking for him for? You two, aren't you here to disturb the cleanliness of Konoha village? Are you dying? Of course we won't do such silly things, we are just looking for someone, please help us introduce it. Xuan Che smiled slightly and said. Zero ask for flowers this. The soldier hesitated a bit, but he thought of the rules of Konoha village, so he said to them both. Okay, but you must not hurt that man, he is important in Konoha village guests. I understand. I won't mess around. Could you please call him out? Xuan Che bowed slightly and said. Okay, wait a minute, I'll call for you. When the soldier finished speaking, he turned and went into the house and called for someone to go. After a while, the soldier came out and said to Xuan Che and Tsunade. I have introduced you for you, so I won't disturb the two of you talking about love. Thank you. Xuan Che and Tsunade thanked him. You're welcome, I hope you don't kill Konoha, otherwise, your fate will definitely be very miserable. The soldier finished speaking and left. 0. After waiting for a while, the soldier came out again and said to Xuan Che and Tsunade. I have an emergency at home and I need to rush to the hospital for treatment. If you don't want to go to the hospital, I will ask you to take you to another place. Is there a medical clinic here? I want to take a look. Xuan Che asked. Seeing that he cared about that ninja so much, Xuan Che was very happy in his heart. Yes, we Konoha have several clinics, but when I saw your situation, I was not very optimistic, so I chose another clinic. The medical conditions here are better, said the soldier. Okay, I know. Then I will leave first. When the soldier finished speaking, he turned and left. Xuan Che, I feel that this soldier seems to be hiding something from us. After the soldier left, Tsunade frowned suddenly. That's right, you were right, this person does have a problem. I don't know why he suddenly became that appearance, it's not like his previous style. Xuan Che also nodded and said. The two of them glanced at each other, and a suspicion arose in their hearts, wondering why the soldier suddenly became like this. Xuan Che and Tsunade followed the soldier to a medical clinic. This medical hall is just an ordinary medical hall, but it looks very luxurious. It seems that the owner of this medical hall should have a lot of status. A group of soldiers stood at the entrance of this hospital, and all of these soldiers were dressed in black with solemn faces. When they saw Xuan Che and Tsunade coming, they immediately saluted them both respectfully. Do you have a ninja named Sanji? Xuan Che said loudly to the soldiers. NS. Chapter 320. That ninja named Sanji once appeared in Konoha village. Xuan Che is not sure if the other party is a spy, it may be a spy sent from Xuanyan village. That's why Xuan Che asked. At this time, Tsunade came from the side. Tsunade said, Sanji is the spy sent by Xuanyan village to our Konoha village. What? After hearing Tsunade's words, Xuan Che said in surprise, then turned around and yelled at Sanji, Sanji, it turns out that you are really an agent sent by Xuanyan village, no wonder you can sneak into our Konoha village. I don't know, I really don't know anything, Sanji yelled in justice. Since you don't know anything, why do you want to assassinate? Don't you know that Konoha village absolutely does not allow this to happen? Xuan Che shouted loudly. Ling Chi-san, how can you say that? When will I carry out the assassination? Sanji explained hurriedly. How did you get into our Konoha village? Xuan Che asked. This matter is very important, so it must be checked. Sanji thought for a while and said, I am following my companion. He met people from your village halfway, and then took me to your village, and then took me into Konoha village. Xuan Che thought about it carefully and felt that what Sanji said made sense. After all, Sanji was also Konoha's ninja, and the two of them were accomplices, so he would definitely not betray his comrades. So, who is that person? Xuan Che then asked. Sanji shook his head and replied, I don't know who it is, but I believe that person must be a good person, and I also believe that his identity is not simple. Humph, if you were a bad guy, you are in danger. Xuan Che said angrily, if it was a bad guy, he would have killed you long ago, how could he take you to Konoha village? Advertisement yes, I believe that person must be a good person, and he must be a very good person, otherwise, how could I be rescued? Sanji nodded and said, besides, that person should be a very remarkable person for you Konoha. That's right. Xuan Che nodded, and then asked, who is that person, what is his name, and what he looks like, can you tell me? After hearing Xuan Che's words, Sanji's eyes flashed with a sly light, and he secretly smiled in his heart. Of course he didn't tell Xuan Che the name of this person, he just told Xuan Che that this person is the most mysterious existence of Konoha, he just kept silently watching every move of this mysterious existence. I can't say this, I can't tell you this person, but I can guarantee that he is definitely a very good person, Sanji said. What do you mean? There is no other meaning, I just want to express, this person must be a very good person, and also a very amazing person. You must be a person who admires him very much, that's why you want me to tell you this thing so much. I think you must admire him very, very much. Yes, I admire him very, very much, he is my idol. Okay, let's not talk about it, let's get rid of these things before we talk about it. I think our troubles are big this time, Sanji sighed. Although I didn't witness the strength of that person with my own eyes, judging from his ability to easily defeat second Hokage, his strength must be much stronger than second Hokage, so this time I was in trouble. You mean, will this person seek revenge from us? Xuan Che frowned and said. Should be. Sanji nodded. What should we do? All we can do is wait and see if the other party can find us. If he can find us, then he doesn't know who I am. If he can't find us, then he knows who I am. Sanji replied, and I have sent my information to my companion, and he will help me find that person. Advertisement okay then. Xuan Che nodded, then turned around and left here. Phew, Sanji breathed a sigh of relief, then patted his chest, secretly rejoicing in his heart. Fortunately he was not caught, otherwise it would be miserable, and now he is safe. The fact that Sanji came to Konoha village has attracted the attention of some high-level officials. They have speculated about which disciple or apprentice this person will be. The senior ninjas of Konoha village, except for second Hokage, are basically around 50 years old. If Sanji is a disciple of Konoha village, then he is the disciple of Hokage 0. At this time, the ninja of Konoha village suddenly thought of a very important question. This person is of unknown origin. If he is really a high-level ninja, will he destroy the cooperation between Konoha village and Akatsuki? If this is the case, then there will definitely be conflicts between Akatsuki and Konoha village, and once he breaks the cooperation of Konoha village, he will defect. If he defected, he will definitely be chased by Konoha. If he does not run away if you do, then his consequences will be more serious. In this case, they must pass this news to everyone in Konoha. If their decision is correct, then the other party's plan will definitely fail. If their decision is wrong, it means that there is a problem with their decision. Since then, the ninjas of Konoha village immediately passed the news to the other ninjas, and the ninjas of Konoha learned about Sanji's situation, and they immediately sent people to Sanji's residence to find Sanji, hoping to prevent this from happening. Therefore, their speed was very fast, and almost overnight, they surrounded the entire Konoha village. How about, Mr. Xuan Che, I didn't lie to you, this man is very powerful and very powerful. He must be a very powerful character, otherwise he would not be able to defeat second Hokage in a short period of time. Yes, our ninja, I am afraid that none of them can withstand his attack. Sanji told Xuan Che that the expression on his face was a little worried. Xuan Che nodded and said, I understand what you mean, this person is probably Hokage, he is here to kill us. That's right, that being the case, we don't have to hide and tuck, even if we are dead, we have to pull back, let me go and test him, I don't think he will attack me. Xuan Che said, don't even think about running away. If you dare to mess around, I can't guarantee your life, and your companions will also be buried with you. My companion? Are they your companions too? Yes, they are all my people, they are all my companions. Xuan Che replied. After speaking, he said again, okay, let's go. Chapter 321 Good. Sanji nodded. He also knew that it was not a wise move to escape at this time. Then, Xuan Che, Sanji and others walked to the east of Konoha together. Xuan Che, Sanji, and 3 other ninjas came to the city wall of Konoha East Gate. The city wall is more than 10 meters high. It is all made of solid stone. It looks very strong. It upsets. Sanji, let's hide here. I believe that mysterious person will not come here. Xuan Che said to Sanji beside him. Well, it had no choice but to do so. Sanji nodded, but we can't just wait and die. Sanji, I think so, you take me. We keep going east. We first find your companion, and then let your companion inform your father. If your father is also willing to join us, then we will don't be afraid of that mysterious person, Xuan Che said. Well, I will take you away, Sanji nodded. 09 At around 8 o'clock in the evening the next day, 6 people including Sanji and Xuan Che finally came here to the west of Konoha village. They found a creek and took a rest. Sitting on the ground, Sanji said to Xuan Che and another person, okay, let's rest here for a while. Okay, Sanji-kun. The other person said, but Sanji-kun, do you really think that person is your master? I am not sure, but I think there should be such a possibility, Sanji said. Well, no matter what, Sanji-kun, you have now successfully come to Konoha village. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. No matter what the outcome is, we must hurry up and delay that person as much as possible. I guess he should be still there now. In Konoha village, we must promptly inform our father and let him come here to support us, otherwise, we will be very dangerous. Advertisement. Well, I know, don't worry about that, I will definitely let my father come here, Sanji nodded. Later, Xuan Che and Sanji waited here for a while, and then Xuan Che took out a handkerchief from the kabuto and wiped the dust on his mouth and cheeks. There was a lot of mud on his clothes. Let's rest here for one night. Xuan Che smiled and said, Sanji-kun, I think you must be very tired now. Let's take this opportunity to rest. Sanji nodded. At this moment, a sudden noisy sound of footsteps rang. Upon hearing this sound of footsteps, the two of Xuan Che and Sanji immediately stood up. Their eyes looked forward vigilantly when they saw a large group of people wearing black robes. A ninja with a long sword rushed over. Xuan Che immediately understood that this group of people were the people of the Akatsuki organization they had said before. They were not good at coming. They must have killed them. Xuan Che and Sanji suddenly felt in their hearts shock. Mr. Xuan Che, what should I do now? They are coming fiercely, and by their appearance, they seem to be unkind. Sanji hurriedly asked Xuan Che. Sanji-kun, we can only fight hard now. Don't worry. Although we are at a disadvantage now, as long as we are there, they can't hurt you, Xuan Che said. I see. Sanji nodded. You too, it's Sanji, isn't it? The leader looked at Sanji and asked. Sanji nodded. Are you Sanji? The leader asked again. Yes. Sanji nodded. Humph, are you still thinking about telling Hokage? I advise you not to go. If you do not listen to the advice and have to inform Hokage, then you will all die here. The ninja in the lead stared at Xuan Che and Sanji coldly and said, I advise you to be obedient to catch it, so that you can avoid the pain of flesh and blood. If it is not, you should be prepared to suffer. What are you talking about? Do you think you are very good? Xuan Che scolded angrily, but I still advise you, if you don't listen to the advice, then you all have to die here today. Advertisement. Ha ha ha. The ninja in the lead couldn't help but laugh up to the sky. I've never heard of this kind of thing. He even dared to threaten us. The two of you are just talking about dreams. I want to see it. Look, why do you keep us all here? After listening to the leading ninja, Xuan Che and Sanji couldn't help laughing. At this time, Sanji said to Xuan Che-kun, now it seems that we only have to fight. If we don't fight, then both of us will die here. We can't just sit and wait, we can only fight to death. Give it a go. That's right, I agree with Sanji-kun. Sanji-kun, take the 4 of them to rest first, and then, we are looking for a hidden place. If there is any trouble, we will leave here immediately. Xuan Che nodded, then said to Sanji. Okay, Xuan Che-kun, you must be careful yourself. Sanji nodded, then turned around and said to the other 4 ninjas, okay, you guys go back first, don't let anyone find your traces. When we go back, we must notify my father and let him come here to support us. If they don't believe it, they can still stop their father. After listening to Sanji's words, the other 4 ninjas nodded one after another, and then they turned around and went back. The 4 of them are now very tired and need to go back to the camp to take a good rest. Sanji-kun, be careful yourself. Xuan Che said to Sanji, remember, no matter what, you have to protect yourself, and don't let yourself suffer any harm. Well, I see, Xuan Che-kun, the same goes for you, don't get hurt. Sanji nodded. Well, I won't send you off. Xuan Che nodded. He said, Sanji-kun, we will separate now and go back to our own posts, so that you can be safe. Good. After all, Xuan Che and Sanji were separated. They all knew that this action must be careful, otherwise, both of them would die here, and Sanji's current physical condition could not fight at all. Therefore, in order to be able to live safely, he must now proceed with caution. Seeing Sanji and them all dispersed, Xuan Che slowly walked away. During this journey, Xuan Che had been observing the surrounding environment from the corner of his eye. He didn't know whether these guys were How many people are there, so he must be more careful. Xuan Che was walking, and suddenly, a person appeared in front of Xuan Che. Xuan Che was taken aback. He turned around hurriedly, but when Xuan Che turned around, his neck passed. When there was a severe pain, Xuan Che's eyes widened, and then he passed out into a coma. Chapter 322. Looking at Xuan Che, who fell on the ground, the leader couldn't help laughing loudly. He pointed at Xuan Che and said with a smile, "Haha, you two guys, how dare you threaten us? You really do not live or die." Seeing Xuan Che fainted, the leading ninja waved his hand and motioned to his men to lift Xuan Che up. Xuan Che was unconscious, Xuan Che was carried away by them, and Sanji stayed in place. The leading ninja looked at Sanji, and then at Xuan Che. He said, "Sanji-kun, since you are in a coma now, you can't continue to live now, so I can only replace you location. I hope you don't blame me." After speaking, the leading ninja waved his hand, and his men lifted Sanji up in front of the leading ninja. He took Sanji and threw Sanji on the ground. Then, the leading ninja walked away. When he arrived in front of Sanji's body, he bent down and picked up Sanji's ninja knife. He looked at Sanji's ninja knife with a greedy look. Sanji's ninja sword, he hasn't touched this for a long time. This task is his first execution, so he must grab this ninja, so that their team will have even more powerful helpers, and they are more likely to escape successfully. Sanji-kun's ninja sword is ours. No one can snatch me. The leading ninja took his gaze back from Sanji's ninja sword, and he said to his 5 men, "Let's go, and when I go back, I will give it to my brother." "Okay, let's go." The 5 men nodded one after another. "Sanji-kun, let's leave here now. After we leave, I will contact my father immediately and ask him to send a large number of people to support us," the leading ninja said with a smile. "Good." Sanji nodded. Sanji and the 5 of them quietly left here, and they quietly retreated. Soon, they had retreated to the edge of the valley. "Ha ha ha, finally left here, ha ha ha." Seeing that they had successfully escaped from the valley, the leading ninja couldn't help laughing up to the sky. "Ha ha ha, we finally left here safely. Yes, it's really great. Thank you so much this time, boss, you are my benefactor." "Ha ha ha, you are polite, no matter what. Thank you for this matter, without you, I really can't escape from here." The leading ninja looked at the subordinates excitedly, and said with a smile. Seeing that the leading ninja was so happy, the subordinates couldn't help but become happy. Advertisement. "Okay, don't praise me anymore. If you praise me again, I'm going to float away. Okay, now, we'll go back to the camp and rescue Sanji-kun and Xuan Che-kun. When the time comes, a bonus will be given to each of you," said the leading ninja. "Thank you, boss." Those people all said one after another. "Okay, no one is welcome." The leading ninja smiled and waved his hand, and then they ran forward quickly. "Ha ha ha, great, great, I will definitely get a reward this time," the leading ninja said happily. At this moment, in a wood about 10 meters away from them, a pair of cold eyes were staring at them. Seeing that the leading ninja looked so proud, the black-clothed man standing in the woods couldn't help frowning. He muttered to himself. Unexpectedly, they could easily leave the valley, and look at them now. It seems that their strength is much higher than ours. This time, it seems that we really need to be careful. At this moment, the black-clothed man suddenly discovered that the leading ninja had stopped. He turned his head to take a look, and suddenly screamed in surprise. He said in surprise, "My God, we just broke through the ghost gate, now, they have gone back again. What is going on? Humph, don't they want to go back now? I just won't let them get what they want." The black-clothed man snorted coldly, and a stern color flashed in his eyes. "You paid attention to me, are all of you ready for me now?" The black-clothed man asked his subordinates loudly. "Already prepared," the leading ninja answered loudly. "It is good." The black man nodded heavily, and then he took out something similar to a bomb. "Throw me into the camp of the mountain pass village, and then surrounded the mountain for me. Remember, they are never allowed to escape from this mountain pass village, understand?" "Clear," the ninja replied loudly. "Okay, now, I will take you out." Advertisement. After speaking, the black-clothed man rushed into the camp first. While the group of ninjas were rushing towards Yamaguchi village, in the camp of Yamaguchi village, the leading ninja ran towards the camp with his 5 subordinates. As the leading ninja ran, he instructed his 5 subordinates, "You 5, immediately spread out, and then surround Yamaguchi village. No one should be allowed to escape from Yamaguchi village. Otherwise, they will be punished severely. No loan." After hearing the words of the leading ninja, the ninjas promised. Soon, under their cover, the leading ninja and the 5 of them came to the outside of Yamaguchi village. When they came here, they saw the wall of Yamaguchi village. Seeing those walls, the leading ninja couldn't help but was stunned. "This damn wall is so tightly guarded that we can't get in at all." Seeing the wall, the ninja felt very helpless. That's right, wanting to enter the Yamaguchi village now is simply wishful thinking. Hearing what the ninja said, the other 4 sighed. "Humph, in that case, let's retreat now," the ninja frowned and said. "Retreat? What to retreat? Now that we have left the mountain pass of Yamaguchi village, we are now out of danger. Why do we want to leave now? I think we should wait for the opportunity to attack the Yamaguchi village again is the best time," said the leading ninja. "No, we can't procrastinate any longer. I'm afraid that the more time we procrastinate, the more dangerous we will be. Therefore, the best way now is to rush into the stockade of the mountain pass village immediately, and then we will try to make that Xuan Che was arrested. In this way, we can get rid of them all. I think even if they want, Zhao Hao, to escape, they won't be able to escape again." said the ninja. When the leading ninja heard this, he couldn't help but shook his head. What you said is not unreasonable, but if we attack that mountain pass village now, we will definitely expose our traces. Then, we will be very passive. So, let me see this, we will follow the original plan was to act. I will now send someone to inform our patriarch and ask him to send a small team to defend the city. Then, we can easily catch that Xuan Che. When the time comes, it will be ours. When the patriarch investigated it, he couldn't do anything to us. That ninja analyzed Fang. The leading ninja nodded, and then the two of them began to divide. They decided to let the remaining 3 people be responsible for guarding the south gate, and then the leading ninja was responsible for the north and south gates, and the other ninja was responsible for east gate. Soon, under the arrangement of the leading ninja, the 3 men led by the ninja quickly rushed towards the east gate and the south gate. Chapter 323 We also act quickly. The leading ninja shouted to the remaining 4 ninjas, and then he took the other 4 and moved quickly. Boss, those 3 people have already gone to the north gate and south gate, let's go there too. The subordinate behind the leading ninja said to the leading ninja. Hearing what the ninja said, the leading ninja nodded slightly. You have followed me closely, and we will go over now. We must ensure that our goal this time can be successful and not to be missed. The leader ninja said to the 3 people. Well, rest assured, boss, we will not let you down. The 3 people slapped their chests and promised to the lead ninja. After speaking, the 3 of them speeded up their pace, followed behind the lead ninja, and galloped towards the north and south gates. After a while, the leading ninja brought the other 3 hands down to the place at the north gate. Looking at the place ahead, the corner of the leading ninja's mouth couldn't help showing a cold smile. You guys, watch me right here. Once any changes happen, you will notify me immediately and I will be back right away. Can you hear me clearly? The leading ninja looked at them fiercely, and then ordered. Hearing the words of their leading ninja, several of them nodded, and then they dispersed. Seeing the ninjas go in other directions, the leading ninja nodded with satisfaction, and then he took his men and ran into the stockade in the Mountain Pass village. In the Mountain Pass village, the leading ninja just ran into the stockade, and the villagers who watched the night spotted him. Advertisement Who are you? The few villagers looked at the leading ninja and asked with wary expressions. Haha, I am a messenger sent by Xuan Che, and now I am looking for your patriarch. The leading ninja looked at the villagers in front of him and said with a smile on his face. Hearing these words, the few villagers looked at each other, and then one of the stronger villagers asked, How do we know if what you said is true or not? Are you a liar? Haha, what this brother said is really interesting. If you are a liar, then how can you enter our village, and you have been in for so long, and still so calm? I think this should not be a liar. What to do? The leading ninja looked at him curiously and asked back. Hearing what the ninja said, the villager thought for a while, and then said, Since you are the messenger sent by Xuan Che, then you must have any evidence to prove that you are the messenger of Xuan Che faction. Why should we believe what you said? Well, it's actually not difficult. As long as you promise me a few conditions, I promise you will get things you can't imagine. The leading ninja looked at them confidently and said. What are the conditions? The villager looked at him suspiciously and asked. First, you have to help us catch the 3 traitors. Second, you have to hand over their bodies to us. And third, your patriarch needs some blood, and we want to use your patriarch as a test, so you cooperate obediently. The leading ninja looked at them and said seriously. These 3 conditions are all right, but we don't know what exactly you are going to do with those 3 corpses. And how can we trust you? The villager continued to ask. Xuan Che listens to these. After hearing this question, the leading ninja said with a confident face. Haha, this matter is not for you to worry about. Anyway, you can just follow the command line. As for the role of the corpse, I believe you have also guessed it. After hearing the words of the leading ninja, the villager shook his head involuntarily, and then stopped talking. They were just ordinary people, how could they understand those secret things? But he had a question, he wanted to find out from the messenger's mouth. Advertisement What do you plan to do with these 3 bodies? The villager looked at him and asked. This is our private affair, so I don't bother you to worry about it. In short, you can just do it. If you dare to violate this order, don't blame us for being rude to you. The leading ninja said threateningly to them. The few villagers looked at this leading ninja with a serious look, and they involuntarily shrank their necks, but they still insisted on their opinions. This matter is not something we can decide, and I don't think the patriarch will agree to it either, so we'll just follow your instructions, the villager said stubbornly. Humph, no matter who said it, it won't work. If you dare to disobey my orders, I will kill you. If you don't believe me, you can try. The leading ninja looked at them and said grimly. Haha, what an arrogant tone. The villager looked at him with a mocking smile. My tone is not just arrogant, but arrogant. What can you do to me? Let me tell you, now I am at the level of martial arts, and you can't help me at all, so you'd better learn more about it. Our strength gap is really too big, so I advise you, it is best not to act rashly, otherwise, a lot of people will die later. The leading ninja looked at them menacingly, as if holding a winning ticket. Xuan Che looked at them and decided to take the opportunity to escape from this place, so as not to wait for the ninjas of Xuanyan village to be swallowed alive. So now, he must go first, otherwise it will be impossible if they want to escape later. Haha, you're right, we really have nothing to do with you, but don't forget, this island is not owned by your Xuanyan village, but by the village chief in our village. We also have many ninjas here, do you think you can escape? The villager looked at him contemptuously and said disdainfully. Yeah, since this is the case, then, in a moment, I will let you stupid couples and women know what it means to regret. After saying this, the leading ninja rushed towards them, and the villager and his men also greeted them. Ah, you all give way to me, Otherwise don't blame us for being rude to you, the villager said fiercely. He also knows the strength of the leading ninja. If they fight hard, they will definitely lose, but this guy is really deceiving people so much that he can't swallow this breath. Chapter 324. The leading ninja looked at the villagers and couldn't help but sneered. He didn't take them villagers seriously, because he had been in Xuan village for so many years, and he had seen all the ninjas here, and he also killed a lot of those ninjas. Therefore, these villagers simply looked down upon him. Just when the leading ninja was about to take action to teach them a lesson, he suddenly felt a sharp pain all over his body, and then his figure disappeared. When he appeared again, he was already lying on the ground and unconscious. During the night, Xuan Che seized the opportunity and successfully escaped. Back to Konoha. Tsunade has been waiting for Xuan Che in Konoha, and after seeing Xuan Che appear, he is happy in his heart. She grabbed Xuan Che's hand and said to him excitedly, "Xuan Che, you are finally back. Tell me, are you having any trouble tonight?" Looking at the expectant expression on her face, Xuan Che couldn't help showing a bitter smile on her face, and then said to her, "Tonight, I was caught by the leading ninja in Xuan village, but he was almost caught. I was abandoned, now lying on the bed. I may not be able to stand up again for the rest of my life, but he has escaped smoothly. You are fine." After hearing Xuan Che say that he was okay, Tsunade's hanging heart fell. "Don't worry, I'll be fine." Xuan Che looked at Tsunade and said worriedly. At this moment, Xuan Che looked at Tsunade worriedly and said, "By the way, you haven't eaten yet, right? I brought some food over, so you can eat something quickly. After you are full, you will have the strength to fight." Advertisement. Okay. Tsunade looked. Xuan Che nodded. "Let me feed you. Your injury is very serious now. If you don't have me guarding you, your situation will be very dangerous. And you have just been injured, so you must pay attention to rest so that you can recover. Faster." Xuan Che handed a food box in front of Tsunade as he said. "Well, I got it." Tsunade looked at him and nodded, then stretched out his hand to open the food box, took a look at the food inside, and began to devour it. Seeing her reincarnation of a hungry ghost, Xuan Che couldn't help shook his head slightly, but a smile of relief appeared on his face. He didn't expect that his wife had always cared about him so much during the time he was trapped. It was really very happy. After eating and drinking, Tsunade looked at Xuan Che and found that he was looking at her tenderly, and his face was slightly flushed and he lowered his head. "Xuan Che, didn't you just say that you have something very important to tell me? I have heard it, and now you can say it." Tsunade looked at him and said shyly. "Well, in fact, I went out this time to help you find medicinal materials and herbs. Now I have found herbal medicine. As long as this pill is refined, it can save the poison in your body," Xuan Che said excitedly. "That's great, I finally don't have to suffer that kind of pain. These days, I don't want to suffer this kind of pain for a moment. It's simply too hard." After listening to Xuan Che's words, Tsunade immediately said with surprise on his face. "Yes, this time I will do my best to complete this task, and I will never let you suffer any grievances and injuries." Xuan Che looked at her and said seriously. Hearing Xuan Che's affectionate gaze, Tsunade's face became even more charming, but she still didn't care, looked at him and said, "Hurry up and tell me you found medicinal materials." "Well, I found a herbal medicine called blood lotus. It grows near a swamp. I think there should be such herbal medicine there," Xuan Che said solemnly. After listening to his words, Tsunade couldn't help but stunned. He couldn't help but feel a little strange. She had known this blood lotus for a long time, but it was a swamp after all. How could there be blood lotus in the swamp? Why has she never heard Xuan Che talk about it? Advertisement. However, she reacted quickly. She knew that Xuan Che must be concealing her deliberately. He must know that the place was dangerous, and he would deliberately conceal it because she was worried. Thinking of this, Tsunade looked at him and said, "Xuan Che, that place is very dangerous. There are many monsters and ninjas in that place, and there are many swamps. In case of any accident, we will both die, over there. It's okay, I have already figured out a countermeasure. During this period of time, I just hide in your space ring and don't move around. This blood lotus grass needs to be collected. At that time, I will use some special methods to clean the mud of the swamp. Also, don't worry, your physique is stronger than ordinary girls, so the muddy water of the swamp will not have any effect on you, so you don't have to worry about it." Xuan Che said firmly. "Zero ask for flowers." "Well, then I believe you. You must be careful not to let that ninja catch you," Tsunade warned with a look of concern. Although he said so, she was worried in her heart. She was really scared. What should she do if something happens to Xuan Che? What should she do? Zero. "Well, rest assured, I will be careful, and I promise to come back safely." Xuan Che looked at her and said firmly, he must ensure that the first thing he did when he came back was to get rid of those people and absolutely not let them live, otherwise, once they escaped, they would definitely get revenge on his wife. In that way, she would never be saved. Seeing that Xuan Che looked so sure, Tsunade was a little relieved. "By the way, when I went out this time, I happened to see an old friend who was discussing cooperation between the two of us. He told me that there is a ninja called Yin and Yang in this world. They use all kinds of evil yin and yang. Surgery, such people are the most dangerous, so I hope you must be extra careful when you meet them in the future, and don't be discovered by them. At that time, your situation may be in danger," Xuan Che reminded her. "Oh." Hearing what Xuan Che said, Tsunade immediately responded, but he was very confused in his heart. He didn't understand what Xuan Che meant. "By the way, you must put this thing away first. You must not let it fall into the hands of that ninja. Otherwise, our whereabouts may be exposed, so we must not let him succeed." This thing is very important to you. I will also send someone to protect you in the dark. If you encounter any danger, take it out immediately. Xuan Che took out a golden card and handed it to Tsunade, and said solemnly. Chapter 325. Tsunade took the golden card. She looked at the VIP card with 3 large letters on it. She couldn't help but wonder, what is this? She was going to open it to take a look, but as soon as she opened the VIP card in her hand, she immediately felt a strong suction power in her mind, and then the VIP card in her hand flew towards Xuan Che. Flew into Xuan Che's arms. After Xuan Che received the VIP card, he immediately put it away, then looked at Tsunade and said, "This VIP card contains some very precious treasures. You must keep it properly. You can't lose it, you know?" "Oh, I see." Tsunade responded. After seeing her nodding in agreement, Xuan Che couldn't help showing a smile on his face. He couldn't help but feel happy. He didn't expect that this VIP card could be so powerful. He didn't expect that when he went out, to be able to meet such a baby. This is my own gospel. It seems that this time he went out to be really rewarding. After a few days in this way, the identities of Xuan Che and Tsunade have changed. They have changed from the original pair of siblings to 2 young men. And they haven't been idle in the past few days. They are studying every day. How can they find the blood lotus grass in that swamp? Xuan Che, I've been walking around here a few times in the past few days, but I haven't found the blood lotus grass at all. I think the blood lotus grass must not be in the swamp. The grass has been picked, Tsunade said sadly. Haha, it's okay, we will take your time and we will find it. Xuan Che smiled slightly and said, in fact, during this period of time, he has been thinking about ways to find the blood lotus plant. However, he has not been found, so he is not discouraged. While comforting Tsunade, he continued to search around the swamp. By the way, Xuan Che, what's the matter with your leg? Why did it suddenly become like this? Tsunade turned his head while inspecting the surroundings, looking at Xuan Che and said. Xuan Che couldn't help but feel embarrassed when he heard this. He didn't expect Tsunade to ask this question. He hesitated, and finally decided to tell Tsunade what happened between the two of them. After all, he is now her husband Kun, and now he can only protect her safety by telling her his identity. Otherwise, if he did, he couldn't ensure that he could rescue Tsunade smoothly. This is what happened. Xuan Che told Tsunade all the things that happened after he was caught by the villagers of Shanku village. After listening to Xuan Che's words, Tsunade's expression became more and more serious. She didn't expect that the villagers of Yamaguchi would be so arrogant that they would dare to kill a genius like Xuan Che. This hatred must be avenged by herself. Not only did he want to avenge Xuan Che, but he also had to smash the body of the person who killed Xuan Che into thousands of pieces and cut him thousands of times to vent his hatred. Xuan Che, since the villagers of Yamaguchi village have arrested you, they will definitely not let you see the ninja from Konoha village again. We must think of a good way to rescue the ninja from Konoha village, Tsunade said angrily. Advertisement. I also know this, but the ninja of Konoha village has a very powerful skill. My current cultivation level is not enough to deal with him. I have to wait for the opportunity. After I break through the most holy rank, I will definitely be able to deal with her, Xuan Che said confidently. Holy order. Xuan Che, you are only 20 years old now, and you are about to break through to the holy step. This is really shocking to me, but I believe you will be able to achieve it. Xuan Che, your cultivation talent is so good, you will surely be able to reach that level very quickly. Tsunade looked at Xuan Che and said with excitement. He didn't expect Xuan Che's cultivation talent to be so amazing. Hearing Tsunade's praise, Xuan Che was very happy, because he knew that in this world, no one except Tsunade knew how perverted Xuan Che's talent was. Okay, Xuan Che, don't get excited. What you have to do now is to practice quickly and try to improve your strength as soon as possible. In this way, you can rescue your master and the people in your village as soon as possible. Tsunade patted Xuan Che on the shoulder and said 0. Xuan Che smiled and nodded. Then, he immediately sat cross-legged on the ground and began to practice. After seeing Xuan Che's movements, Tsunade immediately sat down and closed his eyes to rest. She knew that Xuan Che must be practicing some kind of ninjutsu, and it must be an extremely powerful ninjutsu practiced by Xuan Che. Otherwise, Xuan Che would not have achieved this in a short period of time. Repair for. Xuan Che and Tsunade have been searching in the swamp. They have been searching for the blood lily grass. They have been searching for half a month. They still have not found any news about the blood lily grass, but in their hearts not the slightest frustration, but always full of expectations. In this way, after a few more days, Xuan Che finally found the existence of blood lotus grass in a small town. He watched the traffickers transport the blood lotus grass to a mountain to sell, and he prepared follow up and have a look, but when they were about to get out of the swamp, he suddenly stopped. Their current cultivation base is not enough to withstand the miasma in the swamp, so they must find the blood lotus grass as soon as possible before they can leave, otherwise, even they will be hurt by the miasma inside. It will be more troublesome. Thinking of this, he immediately led a group of his men and rushed towards the village. Xuan Che and a group of people were escorted by the traffickers to the outside of the village. At this time, Xuan Che and the others had come to a mountain road. Beside this mountain road, there is a huge waterfall. The water of the waterfall is continuously flowing down from the waterfall. On a platform above the waterfall, there is a towering tree with dense branches covering the entire waterfall. It makes the platform look like a huge tree. Xuan Che and the others walked all the way and came to the bottom of the waterfall. After seeing the waterfall, Xuan Che stopped, and then pointed to the waterfall in front of him and said, "That's it. There is blood lotus in that waterfall. We are now to enter the cave from there, only that cave has blood lotus grass. Chapter 326. Xuan Che, what kind of place is that cave? Have you found out what is the danger in it? After Tsunade heard what Xuan Che said, he immediately asked. Tsunade, the cave is indeed very dangerous. I once saw a ninja die in it with my own eyes. Although I did not see the ninja in Konoha village, I am sure that there must be a strong demon emperor hiding in that cave. Therefore, we cannot rush in rashly. We need to take a long-term view and think carefully about what to do. Xuan Che looked at Tsunade and said. After Tsunade heard Xuan Che's words, her brows frowned. She didn't expect that the cave was actually a trap. If they rushed in, they might be discovered by the ninjas of Konoha village. Then, they might be afraid we'll fall into a fierce battle. Thinking of this, a worried look flashed in Tsunade's eyes. Okay, Tsunade, don't worry, I will pay attention, you are waiting here now, I will solve this matter as soon as possible, and then we can leave immediately. Xuan Che looked at Tsunade with a smile on his face and said. Okay then. When Tsunade heard Xuan Che say this, he also knew that he shouldn't stay here now in 09, so he immediately turned and left. Xuan Che looked at Tsunade's back and sighed slightly, but there was no disappointment on his face. On the contrary, there was a faint smile on his face. Xuan Che turned around and walked towards the gate of the village. Stop! What are you guys doing? Intruded into our stockade. At this moment, a violent drink rang at the gate of the village, and then a man in black rushed towards Xuan Che. After seeing this man rushing towards Xuan Che immediately raised his hand and slapped the man in black who rushed towards him. Xuan Che's strength itself is the pinnacle of the Wuzong realm, and he slapped it out. The power was very huge, and this palm hit the black-clothed man in an instant. The black-clothed man's chest sank directly, blood rushed out from his mouth, his face became pale, and his body flew upside down. Going out, smashed heavily on the ground, after vomiting a few mouthfuls of blood, he fainted. Xuan Che's strength is indeed very powerful, and his strength in the realm of Wuzong is already so strong. If he waits for him to be promoted to the realm of Wuwang, or even a higher realm, wouldn't it be even more powerful? By then, he might even be Wuzun. The strong in the realm are not afraid anymore. Seeing Xuan Che's strength so strong, those around them were shocked. They never thought that Xuan Che's strength was so strong that they could defeat their companions in the blink of an eye. At this time, their hearts the face is full of fear. Just before they recovered, they found a group of men in green robes rushing towards them. Brothers, they are here to snatch our treasures, we absolutely cannot let them go, come with me, and destroy them all. At this time, a man in red among them stood up and pointed at Xuan Che and his group and shouted. After he finished speaking, he immediately led the rest of his men and attacked Xuan Che and others. HMPH, you guys, do you want to stop this young master just by you? It's just a dream. Seeing the people rushing over, Xuan Che snorted coldly, and then greeted them. He slammed into the people who rushed, and saw a strong wind burst from his fist. It shot out and hit everyone's body severely. Advertisement suddenly, a scream rang out, and Xuan Che killed a large number of them with one move, and they all fell one after another. After Xuan Che retracted his fist, he looked at the people who fell on the ground and wailed, and then said slowly, Aren't you great? Why didn't I even stop one move? Still wanting to fight with me, really reckless. Xuan Che, who are you? Why offend our Xuanian village? Our Xuanian village is the largest bandit gang in the neighborhood. Would you be too ignorant of doing this? The man in red covered his chest, slowly got up, and questioned Xuan Che. Ha ha ha, it turned out to be Xuanian village. My name is Xuan Che, and I am a strong man in the cage level realm. You Xuanian village, do you think you are qualified to fight with me? Xuan Che said lightly. Cage level realm. Hearing what Xuan Che said, everyone was shocked. Xuan Che seems to be only in his 20s, and he turned out to be a cage level powerhouse. These mountain bandits have lived here for thousands of years. They have never seen a cage level person before, but Xuan Che was the first to appear in front of them, which made them feel incomparable. All of them were stunned for a while, and they didn't know how to reflect. You bandits, dare to dominate the blessing here. I will walk the way for the sky today, and eliminate the harm for the sky. At this moment, a rough voice rang in the village, and a burly man quickly rushed towards Xuan Che from a distance, yelling as he ran. Brother, help, we really have a hard time this time. Seeing that the man came was a burly man, the mountain bandit who was injured by Xuan Che hurriedly shouted to the burly man. The burly man stared at the rushing Xuan Che with a fierce face, then snorted coldly, and said coldly, Boy, I didn't expect you to be brave enough to come here to go wild. It seems that our Xuanian village is time for you to try the power of our Xuanian village. Xuanian village, right? Then you can come. Where is your boss? Get out of here. Otherwise, don't leave this village alone today. Xuan Che looked at the burly man who rushed towards him and said. Well, since you're looking for death, you can't blame us. Come, take this guy down, he has injured me just now. If you don't give me an explanation, then he won't want to leave here today, the burly man shouted angrily. After he finished speaking, he gave orders to his men and asked them to capture Xuan Che. Kill. Immediately after he finished speaking, his men immediately rushed towards Xuan Che. Although their strength is not very high, but the number is very large, there are more than 500 people, and each of them exudes a fierce aura. These people rushed over, surrounded Xuan Che in the middle, and launched a round of encirclement and suppression against Xuan Che. When Xuan Che saw this, he no longer kept his hands. His figure immediately changed to a height of about 3 meters. His legs were slightly bent, and his body shot like a cannonball. He rushed into the crowd with punches and kicks, knocked all the people to the ground, and then Xuan Che kicked one of the men on the neck. The man died, and Xuan Che punched the remaining man again. Boom, killed. Xuan Che's fist is extremely hockey, and his moves are sharp, punching and kicking the man's head directly. Xuan Che got rid of these people so quickly. Everyone who saw this scene was very surprised. They looked at Xuan Che with wide-eyed eyes, and his face was full of disbelief. Chapter 327. Xuan Che easily repelled the ninjas in Xuan village and made Tsunade admired. However, she still believed that Xuan Che had won these ninjas by means of a sneak attack, and decided in her heart that she must use the sneak attack in such a situation in the future. Law just works. Of course, at this time, Xuan Che didn't know Tsunade's thoughts. Let's go back. Tsunade turned to Xuan Che and said. Xuan Che nodded in response, and then the two of them walked down the mountain. What Tsunade thought in his heart was how far Xuan Che could practice, and if he could, he would give him half of the credit. I have to say that Tsunade's brain is too big. If her husband Xuan Che knew about this, she would have screamed wrong, but it did happen, and it happened. This is a tragedy, Tsunade. Maybe he would think so all the time, but Xuan Che didn't know this, he was simply misunderstood by Tsunade. In any case, Xuan Che is now a person with super chakra, strong ninjutsu, rich combat experience, and even capable of using conjoined martial arts. If Tsunade knew the true identity of Xuan Che, he would definitely be surprised. Mouth. But this is something for the time being. Who are you? Dare to break into the forbidden land of my Xuan family? Just when the two were about to leave Xuan village, an angry shout suddenly came from the gate of the Xuan family. Then, a group of heavily armed ninjas rushed out and surrounded Xuan Che and Tsunade. The leading ninja was even more full, looking at Xuan Che and Tsunade angrily, as if she wanted to smash Xuan Che and Tsunade into pieces. Xuan Che frowned slightly. He didn't know why he had just defeated the ninjas, and the group of ninjas ran out again. Not only that, but even more impressive is that these group of ninjas seemed to be waiting for Xuan Che to appear. Did they already know that they came to Xuan village? This is impossible. If they know that they are here, then they will not wait until now, and their identity has not been revealed, then how would they know that they are here? Xuan Che was puzzled. He didn't know where these ninjas learned that they had come to Xuan village, and why these ninjas would intercept themselves. Who are you guys anyway? Xuan Che looked at these ninjas coldly and asked. Snort. Who? You are not qualified to know. I must kill you today, otherwise what is the majesty of our Xuan village? The leading ninja snorted and said to Xuan Che, his tone full of strong hostility. Are you threatening me? Advertisement. After hearing what the ninja said, Xuan Che sneered. Threat? I'm just stating my inner thoughts. Don't think that you can be arrogant in front of me if you know 2 tricks and 3 tricks. Xuan Che's words annoyed the leading ninja. He waved his hands and ordered several ninjas around him. Come on, kill this arrogant kid. Xuan Che looked at the ninjas who rushed up, and he couldn't help but snorted, and his figure dodged. After avoiding one person's attack, his right fist slammed toward the person beside him. Bang! What? The man was bombarded by Xuan Che more than 10 meters away. After breaking 2 big trees, he vomited blood and fell to the ground. Xuan Che punched him in seconds, which also attracted the attention of the ninja, and they stopped one after another. Footsteps, staring at Xuan Che vigilantly, but Xuan Che's face is still extremely cold. This person is very powerful. Should we retreat first? We are 9 Tails Jinchuriki, so why are we afraid of a trivial kid? After he dies, we will take the body away and find someone to replace it. Good idea. Now that everyone agrees, let's kill him, seize his body, and then take his body back to the clan for intercourse. Kill, kill, kill. Everyone will go together, and he must not be allowed to escape. The ninjas screamed, brandishing their blades, and stabbing at Xuan Che. When Xuan Che saw this, he snorted disdainfully. Although there were many ninjas, Xuan Che didn't take it seriously. He easily avoided the attack of one person, and he easily avoided the attacks of the other 4. Although the attacks of these ninjas were sharp, Xuan Che did not pay attention to them at all. His speed was as fast as ultimate, and no one could catch Xuan Che's movements at all. Xuan Che was not impatient, but after avoiding a few attacks, his legs slammed hard, and his figure jumped tens of meters away, instantly avoiding the attacks of several ninjas. Haha, want to escape, you dream? Advertisement. The leading ninja saw Xuan Che avoiding his attack. Not only did he not panic at all, but he became even more excited. After shouting, he rushed towards Xuan Che, and the ninjas beside him immediately followed and joined him. To deal with Xuan Che, they also wanted to kill Xuan Che while he was running away. Act recklessly. Xuan Che gave a cold snort, waved his hands, and suddenly 5 giant snakes rushed out, biting at the ninjas who were coming. Ouch! Puff puff. A series of screams sounded from the group of ninjas, only to see that the ninjas were sprayed by the venom sprayed by Xuan Che before they got close to Xuan Che, and then turned into bones and fell to the ground. Xuan Che's attack was very fierce. Within a few breaths, there were 7 or 8 ninja bones lying on the ground, and the remaining ninjas were frightened and ran away quickly, not daring to attack Xuan Che again. Damn, is this man a monster? How could he have such a strong strength? The leading ninja looked at Xuan Che with a blue face, and was very shocked. He never thought that Xuan Che had such a terrifying strength that he and so many people would not be able to beat him, not to mention that he was alone now. Now, who is this person? The strength of Xuan Che made these ninjas feel horrified and inexplicable. Xuan Che also knew that his performance had greatly shocked the ninjas. He did not take advantage of the victory and pursued them, but stood quietly and waited for the ninjas to retreat hundreds of meters away. Jiao Jiao, before slowly speaking. What's your name, uncle? How did your Xuanyan village provoke me? Snort. Don't worry about it. Hearing what Xuan Che said, the ninja couldn't help but snorted, and then turned his head to leave. He didn't care about Xuan Che. In his opinion, Xuan Che was just a junior ninja, not himself at all, opponent. Uncle, I advise you not to leave, you are not my opponents, if you leave now, then I shall assume that nothing has happened, otherwise, husband. Xuan Che sneered and did not take his threat to heart. Hearing this, the ninja changed his face a few times, and finally chose to stay, because he knew that if he left, he would definitely not be Xuan Che's opponent. Xuan Che's speed was too fast, so fast that he couldn't catch Xuan Che anyway. Chapter 328 We are Nine Tails Jinchuriki, not uncles. You better stop yelling at us, otherwise. What else? Xuan Che said with a smile. He didn't continue to question the ninja. Instead, he glanced at the ninja faintly and continued. I don't want to kill you either. I came to Xuanyan village this time because I wanted to find Zan Yueta. The whereabouts of the young lady. I hope you will not obstruct my way. Miss Yen Yu. Hearing the words Xuanyue, the ninja's face couldn't help but change. Obviously, the name Xuanyue was extremely sensitive to them, especially the ninjas who were still outstanding in this generation. That's right. Where is Miss Zan Yu? Xuan Che nodded and asked faintly. Snort. Is Miss Zan Yu something you can see? If you are knowledgeable, leave Xuanyan village as soon as possible, otherwise we would be welcome. After hearing Xuan Che's words, the ninja looked gloomy and said with a cold snort. Xuan Che sneered and said, Who do you think you are? How dare you yell in front of me? What a courage, but I will give you this opportunity now. As soon as the voice fell, Xuan Che suddenly disappeared in place. When he reappeared, Xuan Che had already come to the ninja, holding a dagger in his hand, and piercing the ninja's chest fiercely. What? A scream came, and a blood hole appeared in the ninja's chest, and bright red blood kept flowing out, dyeing his clothes red. Pouch. As the ninja's body trembled, a stream of bright red blood poured out from the wound. His eyes widened and he looked like he couldn't believe it. He never expected that he would be hit so hard under Xuan Che's attack. He is obviously one level higher than Xuan Che. Why did he lose to Xuan Che? Snort. Just relying on a few rubbish you want to stop me? It's just wishful thinking? Advertisement. Xuan Che snorted coldly, then his figure flashed, and he returned to the place where he stood just now. He looked at the ninjas and said coldly. Xuan Che. I won't forgive you. The ninja roared, then suddenly turned around and ran towards the depths of the forest without paying attention to Xuan Che. When the other ninjas saw Xuan Che and did not catch up, they all fled, but they ran a little slower, and they were attacked by Xuan Che and fell to the ground one after another. Only this ninja was lucky. Surviving, he looked at Xuan Che's back, his eyes filled with hatred and resentment, but he had no choice. He was not Xuan Che's opponent. He could only choose to leave and tell the ninjas of Xuanyan village what he had encountered. I hope Xuanyan village will send a master to help him and behead Xuan Che, the villain. Looking at the ninjas in one place and the injuries on their bodies, Xuan Che also knew that his strength had been revealed. In the eyes of these ninjas, he was definitely a monster-like existence, and his strength was already comparable to that of others. Nine Tails Jinchuriki. This also made Xuan Che secretly amazed that this world is indeed a crouching tiger, hidden dragon, and his own strength has completely exceeded the imagination of Xuanyan village. It seems that this matter needs to inform the master and madam as soon as possible to prepare them. Now I am in Xuanyan village. Although no one dares to provoke me, there is a Nine Tails Jinchuriki who wants to kill me. It's not a good thing for me. They must be told to the master and madam as soon as possible, so that they can take precautions in advance so that they will not be killed, otherwise, the forces that I have worked so hard to cultivate for so many years will be ruined. Xuan Che muttered to himself, but he quickly shook his head and put these thoughts behind him. Since he decided to leave, he must act as soon as possible to inform Xuanyue village about Xuanyu's affairs. Miss Zan Yu, this fellow Xuan Che is here. Nine Tails Jinchuriki's residence, Nine Tails Demon Fox said to Nine Tails Demon Fox. If he comes, then you will lead your subordinates to capture him. You can't let him leave here or let him escape. If he escapes, it means you are incompetent. Then you Nine Tails Demon Fox are not worthy of doing this. The title of Nine Tails Demon Fox, let alone become the patriarch of this Nine Tails Demon Fox. After listening to the Nine Tails Demon Fox hurriedly agreed. She also wanted to avenge her or revenge herself, but Nine Tails Demon Fox knew very well in her heart that with his current strength, wanting to defeat Xuan Che was a fantasy, so she had to temporarily stay still, first stabilize her strength, and when her strength reaches a certain level, she will look for Xuan Che to settle the account. Yes, I will make arrangements so that people can capture Xuan Che. Nine Tails Demon Fox bowed to accept it, then turned and left. After watching the Nine Tails Demon Fox leave, the Nine Tails Demon Girl's face was slightly taken aback. She looked at the cold-colored Nine Tails Demon Fox sitting on the chair, and asked softly, Demon Girl, are you not going to capture Xuan Che over here? NS? After listening to Nine Tails Demon Fox shook her head, with a thick sneer on her cheeks, and said softly, I am not going to capture Xuan Che. I will personally give Xuan Che to the master, let him deal with him personally. Advertisement. Will the master agree to your request? Nine-Tails Demon Girl frowned and asked. Of course, I have discussed with the master, and the master has agreed to my request. After all, the master has always been very fond of Miss Xuanyue, and treated Miss Xuanyue very much. This time Miss Xuanyue was injured, the master will definitely do it. Very sad. After listening to Nine-Tails Demon Fox, Nine-Tails Demon nodded. Demon Girl, do you think Xuan Che is a little devil in danger? Miss Yun Yu is Nine-Tails Jinchuriki. And she is a very smart girl. If Xuan Che can't escape smoothly this time, Miss Xuan Yu might be angry with you. Will not? The master will not punish Miss Xuanyue, because Miss Xuanyue's parents are friends of the master. The master will not allow his friends to be wronged. That said, Xuan Che shouldn't be life-threatening, right? I don't know this anymore. After all, I am not under the masters. What are you doing? Why are they all gathered here? At this moment, an old voice came into Xuan Che's ears. Xuan Che looked up and saw that the clan chief and his wife of Xuanyin village were walking towards this side, and Xuan Yin followed them by their side. The several elders of the village, they are all hungry, and you don't need to think about it to know that this group of people must have suffered a loss in the battle, but they have no complaints because they are voluntary. Master. Looking at the patriarch and his wife, Xuan Che said quickly and respectfully. How about it? Asked the patriarch of Xuanyin village. Chapter 329. Reporting to the master, the subordinates fought with these people just now, and as a result, they turned out to be vulnerable. Under the sword of the subordinates, they all fell to the ground and couldn't get up again. Xuan Che recounted the matter to the patriarch and his wife in detail. After listening to Xuan Che's narration, the patriarch and his wife's expressions could not help but change slightly. They did not expect that the strength of Nine-Tails demon foxes could be so powerful. They were also Nine-Tails Jinchuriki. Naturally, they knew the strength of Xuan Che. They defeated the 5 Nine-Tails Jinchuriki from Xuanyin village within tens of seconds, and even couldn't get them up, which shocked them too much. Xuan Che, you were very good. You did not live up to my expectations of you. I didn't expect to see you during this period of time. Your strength has increased so much. It seems that your hard work during this period has not been in vain. The chief of Xuanyin village looked at Xuan Che and said with appreciation. Hearing this, Xuan Che's face suddenly showed a bright smile, and said modestly, Thank you for the compliment of the patriarch. Looking at Xuan Che, the head of the Nine-Tails village nodded gently, then looked at Mrs. Nine-Tails on the side, and said, This time Miss Xuan Yu's accident is also Xuan Che's negligence. This matter will be handled by Xuan Che. Well, I hope Xuan Che will not let us down. After hearing the words of the patriarch of Xuanyin village, Xuan Che immediately said, Don't worry, the patriarch, I will do my best to protect Miss Xuanyu's integrity. If Miss Xuanyue has any damage, the subordinates are willing to apologize with death. After hearing Xuan Che's words, the chief of Xuanyin village nodded, then looked at Mrs. Nine-Tails next to him, and slowly said, Madam, Miss Xuan Yu was seriously injured and is now in a coma, and these people are actually right. Miss Xuan Yu made the move, which made me very upset. This time, we must severely punish these people and let them pay their debts. After hearing the words of the patriarch of Xuanyin village, Mrs. Nine-Tails nodded gently, and an angry look appeared on her face. Obviously, she was very annoyed by Xuan Che and others. She did not expect Xuan Che and others to be so bold and reckless. To attack Miss Xuanyue here is simply a challenge to their entire Nine-Tails orangutan tribe. She never expected that Xuan Che was so powerful and defeated the 5 elders of Xuanyin village with a single sword if it weren't for Xuan. With Che's words, Miss Xuan Yu might have already lost her life. Thinking of this, Mrs. Nine-Tails was very angry. Seeing Mrs. Nine-Tails nodded in agreement, the chief of Xuanyin village suddenly showed joy, and said quickly, Madam, what do you think of this matter? Of course, we can't give up on this matter. Since the people in our Xuanyin village can't do it, let others do it. All the people who hurt Miss Xuanyue will not be able to survive, but we must make sure that Miss Xuan Yu will be fine. It is good. Hearing what Mrs. Nine-Tails said, the chief of Xuanyin village immediately applauded. He also thought about how threatening the existence of Miss Xuanyue is to Xuanyin village. The chief of Xuanyin village is also a smart person, so he can naturally guess Xuanyin village disaster is imminent. Advertisement. Not only the patriarch of Xuanyin village and Mrs. Nine-Tails thought about the harm that Miss Xuanyue had caused to Xuanyin village. Even Xiao Yunfei and Lin Yuxin, who had been watching all this, also thought about it. Xiao Yunfei and Lin Yuxin also knew it, how much Miss Xuan Yu's influence on them. They naturally wouldn't watch Miss Xuan Yu being killed by the people of Xuanyin village, and Miss Xuan Yu was Lin Yuxin's sister. Lin Yuxin couldn't just watch. The death of Miss Xuanyue caused both Xiao Yunfei and Lin Yuxin to fall into contemplation. Miss Xuanyu's strength is so high, how dare the people of Xuanyin village attack Miss Xuanyue? Are their heads broken? Looking at the patriarch of Xuanyin village and Mrs. Nine-Tails, Lin Yuxin frowned and muttered to herself. The words of Lin Yuxin and Xiao Yunfei were naturally heard by the patriarch of Xuanyin village. He did not respond to Lin Yuxin because he knew Lin Yuxin had no affection for them, and he did not expect Lin Yuxin to really help them, but the patriarch of Xuanyin village also he wouldn't regard Lin Yuxin's words as farting. The Xuanyin village patriarch knew that Konoha had Xuan Che against him, and their Xuanyin village had almost no chance to occupy Konoha, so he could only think of another way. The chief of Xuanyin village and Mrs. Nine-Tails did not stay for too long. After the chief of Xuanyan village and Mrs. Ninetails left, Ninetails Demon Fox took Xuan Che to the meeting hall of Xuanyan village. Patriarch, Madam, why are you back? As soon as Xuan Che entered the chamber, he saw the patriarch and his wife of Xuanyan village in the chamber. Xuan Che asked suspiciously. Didn't you let us come over to see if you have any credit, so that you can remember your credit? How is it, did you get any credit? The chief of Xuanyan village looked at Xuan Che with a smile and asked. Patriarch, his subordinates have already received the credit of Miss Xuan Yu. After hearing the words of the chief of Xuanyan village, Xuan Che said quickly. Oh, get the credit so soon, Xuan Che, you really did not disappoint your patriarch. You did a good job this time, and your strength has improved a lot, the patriarch of Xuanyan village said with satisfaction. Zero ask for flowers, thank you patriarch, Xuan Che dare not take credit, Xuan Che said quickly. Alright, Xuan Che, sit down first, and then the chief of the clan will arrange tasks for you. Advertisement yes, the patriarch. Xuanyan, I know that Miss Xuanyue was seriously injured by those bastards in Xuanyan village, but the clan leader believes that with the strength of the two of you, Miss Xuanyue's injuries can be cured, and you must do your best to treat Miss Xuan Yu, and you must not let Miss Xuan Yu have something to do. The patriarch of Xuanyan village exhorted Xuan Che with a serious face. Yes, the patriarch. Xuan Che nodded heavily and said. Okay, go get ready, and you will perform the secret mission in Xuanyan village later, the clan leader of Xuanyan village said lightly. 0. Yes. Xuan Che responded, then turned around and walked out, but his footsteps couldn't help but stop, with a solemn expression on his face. What did the head of Xuanyan village mean? Secret mission? What secret mission does Xuanyan village have for people from Xuanyan village? With strong doubts, the people in Xuanyan village left the chamber. Seeing that everyone in Xuanyan village had left, the patriarch of Xuanyan village turned around and said to Mrs. Ninetails. Madam, thanks to your help this time, Xuanyan village would be really dangerous. Now Xuanyan village has been controlled by the people of Xuanyan village. The enemy facing Xuanyan village is a very tricky guy. We must do everything possible to prevent their conspiracy from succeeding, but you don't have to worry. The safety of Miss Xuanyue, you can put all your attention on that Xuanyue's body, this matter is left to me. I believe the people in Xuanyan village will definitely be able to rescue Miss Xuanyue. Mrs. Ninetails sighed when she heard the words of the chief of Xuanyan village. Although she did not admit that she was the chief of Ninetails, she was very concerned about Xuanyue's comfort. After all, Miss Xuanyue was their Ninetails. The eldest lady of the Fox clan is the future mistress of their Ninetails Fox clan. If Miss Xuanyue has any mistakes, then the face of her Ninetails Fox clan will be lost. Okay, patriarch, I know what to do, Mrs. Ninetails nodded and said to the chief of Xuanyan village. Well, then I'll wait for a good show. NS, Chapter 330. After Xuan Che left, he immediately returned to Konoha village and asked the head of Konoha village for instructions. The leader of Konoha village asked Xuan Che to let Xuan Che lead the Konoha shinobi to fight against Xuanyan village again. The ninjas of Konoha village have fought with Xuanyan village once, and have won once. Xuanyan village's reputation in the ninja world has plummeted. As a result, the hearts of Konoha village will be strengthened. The head of Konoha village was very satisfied with Xuan Che's suggestion. He also agreed to send Xuan Che to Xuanyan village to fight. Not only that, Xuan Che was also personally named by the Konoha shinobi master, saying that this time he will go to the Konoha village and let Xuan Che personally lead the team. This way, Xuan Che's strength will be much stronger, and Konoha village will also be more capable. Definitely defeated Xuanyan village. The head of Konoha village also knew that this was a good opportunity for Xuan Che to do meritorious service, so he agreed to this matter. The head of Konoha village reported this matter to the other Konoha village high-level officials so that they can prepare to attack Xuanyan village at any time without worrying about anything. After Xuan Che got the long promise from Konoha village, he immediately returned to Konoha village to prepare for this. The senior management of Konoha village was also very happy to learn about this. The leader of Konoha village took the initiative to send troops this time, indicating that this battle will definitely be won very beautifully. In this case, it is also an excellent performance opportunity for Konoha village. Taking advantage of this time, Konoha village can develop its own power. This is an excellent opportunity. After Xuan Che returned to Konoha, the head of Konoha village sent several high-level officials to Konoha village to discuss the plan to go to Xuanyan village. Soon, Xuan Che led hundreds of people to Xuanyan village, all of whom were ninja elites in Konoha village. This time, 35 of the ninjas who went to Xuanyan village were ninjas, and the other 15 ninjas were all ordinary Konoha village ninjas. The news that Xuan Che took hundreds of ninjas to Xuanyan village quickly spread throughout the ninja world. After the Konoha shinobi people got the news, they rushed to Xuanyan village to watch this battle. They also wanted to see what happened to Xuanyan village. Why did they suddenly become like this? Being bullied by Konoha village to such an extent, he did not dare to resist. In the opinion of Konoha shinobi, this trip to Xuanyan village will definitely be very smooth, and they all want to see how strong Konoha village is. Before Xuan Che left, he condensed all the aura in his body, preventing others from discovering that he was already a chunin. Konoha shinobi people want to see how many ninjas there are in Xuanyan village. In the eyes of this group of Konoha shinobi, the weakest ninjas in Konoha village have to reach the level of Jonin, and they are all elites among the elite. Compared with Konoha village, the strength of Xuanyan village is certainly not too far away, but Xuanyan village does not have the courage to resist. Advertisement. After the Konoha shinobi had left Xuan Che, they headed to Xuanyan village. On the way, they were also discussing things about Xuanyan village. They believe that compared to Konoha village, the strength of Konoha village is only strong, not weak, or even slightly stronger, but Xuanyan village has indeed fallen to this level. This time we at Konoha village must defeat Xuanyan village and let Xuanyan village disappear from this world. That is natural, we Konoha village will never lose. Haha, Xuanyan village is over. We will definitely win this time. In this way, the strength of Konoha village will be greatly improved. Yes, we must win this time. So what should we do? Shall we first go to explore the vicinity of Xuanyan village to see how many ninjas there are in Xuanyan village? Maybe there are fish that slip through the net? Well, this makes sense, but there shouldn't be many guards in Xuanyan village now, right? No, let's check it out first. After Xuan Che left Konoha village, he immediately returned to Konoha village. He did not go home directly, but went straight to the ninjutsu hall of Konoha village and asked the administrator of the Konoha shinobi hall. How many guards do those bastards in Xuanyan village still have? The administrator saw Xuan Che's clothes and knew that Xuan Che must be a master, but he didn't know Xuan Che, only knew that Xuan Che's level was slightly higher than him. Since then, the administrator answered Xuan Che's question and introduced in detail the guarding power of Konoha village, including how many ninjas there are in Xuanyan village. After hearing this, Xuan Che carefully asked the administrator about Xuanyan village's information. The administrator told Xuan Che in detail what he knew, which made Xuan Che feel a little pressure, but he still behaved calmly. He knew that what he had to do was important, and there must be no mistakes. Xuan Che left this ninjutsu hall after listening to the administrator's narration 0. He decided to go to the Ninjutsu Research Institute in Xuanyan village to check to see if there were any fish that slipped through the net. If there were any, he would kill them immediately, and definitely not leave it to the Konoha shinobi. This is his ultimate goal, he wants to win a chance for the Konoha shinobi. After Xuan Che left, he went straight to the Ninjutsu Research Institute in Xuanyan village. Advertisement. When he came to the entrance of the Ninjutsu Research Institute in Xuanyan village, he saw that the ninjas of Konoha village were gradually entering the academy. Seeing this scene, Xuan Che sighed inwardly, these people really came to investigate. Xuan Che didn't know what to do, so he could only watch the changes and stand there quietly, waiting for the opportunity. Under Xuan Che's waiting, time slowly passed. In a blink of an eye, 1 day passed. Xuan Che still has no chance to start. Before I knew it, the day passed. During this day, Xuan Che remained silent and said nothing. This behavior of Xuan Che makes Konoha shinobi very strange, and they can't help but guess why Xuan Che is silent at this time. Is he scared? I think Xuanyan village is over this time. Even the head of Xuanyan village was caught by Konoha village. We don't need to worry about them at all. That's right, Xuanyan village must be over. Their village was captured by Konoha village. Now the Konoha shinobi are definitely going to hunt them. HMPH, I said it a long time ago, they will definitely lose, and now it really proves that my inference is correct. Among the Konoha shinobi, many Konoha shinobi believe that Xuanyan village will definitely be wiped out by the ninjas of Konoha village this time. Humph, what you said is rather light. If Xuanyan village can resist the offensive of the Konoha shinobi, then why did we come to Xuanyan village and why bother to Xuanyan village? You mean? HMPH, I think it's because the Konoha shinobi are all fools, thinking that Xuanyan village is a blank, and they can let them attack. How can this be? How can it be impossible? Have you forgotten the rumors about Xuanyan village that I told you about? Those rumors? Is it about the curse of Xuanyan village? Haven't those curses already disappeared? Humph, how did you know it disappeared? Chapter 331. I heard that the curses of Xuanyan village were all lifted by Konoha village, and now the conflict between Konoha village and Xuanyan village has been turned into a jade silk. HMPH, these rumors are all rumors, but I never believed them. I only know that Xuanyan village definitely hasn't disappeared. Since you don't believe it, why would you come to Xuanyan village? Don't you also want to seek revenge from Xuanyan village? The ninjas of Konoha village were all speechless by the mysterious man, and their faces blushed. These people are the elite ninjas of Konoha village, and they are usually arrogant, but the words of this mysterious person make them speechless. Xuanyan village is so powerful, the ninjas of Konoha village are not sure that they can practice their ninjutsu to the limit. But the Konoha shinobi were not reconciled, so they wanted to come to Xuanyan village for help, to see if their Konoha shinobi could help their ninjutsu more refined. The reason why they came to Xuanyan village was mainly because of the techniques in the ninjutsu research room in Xuanyan village and various ninjutsu secrets. In the Xuanyan Village Research Institute, every ninjutsu secret is invaluable and has a unique role in O9, which Konoha desires. The current struggle has risen to a struggle for ninjutsu secrets. After seeing the Ninja Research Institute in Xuanyan Village, the Konoha shinobi people went to the Xuanyan Village Research Institute to check, and they wanted to see if the ninjutsu in Xuanyan Village was more powerful. When the Konoha shinobi people came to the Xuanyan Village Research Institute, they saw that the Xuanyan Village Research Institute was full of people, and there were still a lot of people. It seemed that Xuanyan Village was really hit hard. Humph, now Xuanyan Village is over. The Konoha shinobi people don't have to worry about anything. Everyone rushed forward and killed all the ninjas in Xuanyan Village. I want to see if the ninjutsu in Xuanyan Village can it's better than Konoha's ninjutsu. One of these people, Konoha shinobi, immediately shouted excitedly after seeing the Ninjutsu Research Institute in Xuanyan Village. Ha 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 ha, it is good. We rushed in now and killed all the waste in the Xuanyan Village, seeing them dare to be arrogant. Advertisement. After hearing these people's words, the group of ninjas in Xuanyan village suddenly roared angrily. Afterwards, they flocked to the research institute in Xuanyan village in a swarm. In their opinion, Konoha's ninjas are more powerful in ninjutsu, and they believe that their ninjutsu will be able to beat Xuanyan village and kill the ninjas in Xuanyan village. Look, the ninjas in Xuanyan village have already begun to do something, and they are about to besiege us. After the ninjas in Xuanyan village rushed to the academy in Xuanyan village, they suddenly made cheers. While they shouted, they furiously rushed towards the ninjutsu secrets in Xuanyan village. The ninjas in Zanyan village couldn't help showing joy after seeing the Konoha shinobi rushing to the research institute. Although these Konoha shinobi are much stronger than them, they have not flinched. In their eyes, even if the Konoha shinobi are powerful, they are not as powerful as the ninjas who have experienced the test of life and death. These ninjas have come from the Sea of Blood in the Corpse Mountain. They have experienced too many battles. These experiences have a great impact on them. Therefore, when facing danger, they can quickly calm down. Once they calm down, they won't be frightened by Konoha's ninjas and won't panic. The ninjas of Xuanyan village now look at the Konoha shinobi with a sneer. They believe that these Konoha shinobi can't help them. There are at least dozens of Konoha shinobi among them, but in their Xuanyan village, there was no Konoha ninja, not even one. This made the ninjas of Xuanyan village full of confidence. They all believed that they could definitely defeat the Konoha shinobi and seize the secret technology in the Konoha Shinobi Research Institute. The ninjas of Konoha rushed to the academy of Xuanyan village in a swarm, and the ninjas of Xuanyan village followed closely behind these Konoha shinobi. The ninjas in Xuanyan village seemed to be beaten up with chicken blood, and furiously launched a counterattack against the Konoha shinobi. The two parties fought a fierce battle here, and the two sides refused to yield to each other, and everyone wanted to obtain the information in the hands of each other. The two men and horses fought a battle in the academy in Xuanyan village, and they still fought in the academy in Xuanyan village. It would be a shame if such a thing were spread out. Advertisement. The ninjas of Konoha village also encountered a lot of obstacles when they attacked the research institute in Xuanyan village. The fortifications of Xuanyan village are very tight, and Konoha's ninjas want to break through, but it is not a simple matter. However, their ninjutsu has been specially improved, and it is easy to break through the fortifications. Outside the Xuanyan village research institute, ninjutsu was constantly being shattered by the ninjutsu of Xuanyan village. Although the ninjutsu in Xuanyan village is not as powerful as Konoha shinobi, the ninjutsu in Xuanyan village is also improved, so it is easier to deal with those Konoha shinobi. Damn, how is the ninjutsu in Xuanyan village so powerful? It can defeat my Konoha shinobi. How is this possible? Where is this ninja from Xuanyan village? How could it be so powerful? Outside the research institute in Xuanyan village, the ninjas of Konoha village saw their Konoha shinobi technique defeated, and all of them suddenly showed surprised expressions, and asked the Konoha shinobi in shock. I don't know where these ninjutsu came from, but these ninjutsu is very powerful. It should be a new type of ninjutsu developed by the Xuanyan village research institute. Yes, I also heard from our master that these ninjutsu is very powerful, and it took their ancestors many years to develop them. I guessed that these ninjutsu should have been made by the people in Xuanyan village, and their purpose was obvious, to destroy Xuanyan village. HMPH, no matter what method they use, if they want to destroy Xuanyan village, then we have to see if we agree. They can't make it. We Konoha shinobi will never give up. Even if we try our best, I will make them pay a painful price. Let's go together now and blow up this research institute in Xuanyan village. After Konoha's ninjas screamed one by one, they rushed towards the research institute one by one, preparing for a devastating blow to the research institute. The Konoha shinobi rushed towards the research institute with fierce faces. The researchers of the research institute in Xuanyan village were also clenching their teeth, with a look of determination on their faces. They also rushed towards the ninjas who were heading towards Konoha, and fought with them. Chapter 332. The researchers in the research institute in Zanyan village are all Grandmaster ninjas. Although their ninjutsu is not very good, they have experienced too many battles after all, and their understanding of these ninjutsu has surpassed this. There are all the ninjas in the world, so they unite to launch an attack, which is also very powerful. After they joined forces, although Konoha's ninjas had an advantage in number, it was still relatively difficult for them to break through their fortifications in a short time. The researchers of the research institute in Xuanyan village were full of energy. The battle became very fierce, their cooperation was very tacit, and the strength that erupted was very terrifying. The researchers in Xuanyan village are all elites. All of them have extremely high cultivation, and all of them pay great attention to manners. They have never yelled on the battlefield. They are very restrained in swearing. I have to admit that these researchers in Xuanyan village are indeed much stronger than Konoha's ninjas in some respects. Outside the research institute in Xuanyan village, the ninjas of Xuanyan village and Konoha fought into a battle, but the ninjutsu in Xuanyan village was the ninjutsu that suppressed Konoha. The ninjutsu in Xuanyan village has been improved, and their strength is far superior to Konoha's ninjutsu. Moreover, the research institute in Xuanyan village also has many organs and traps, one by one. Once the village ninjas fall into the trap, they will be attacked in various ways. No matter it is the ninja of Konoha or the ninja of Xuanyan village, they will not let the enemy have the opportunity to approach their laboratory. Xuan Che led the Konoha shinobi and rushed into the academy. However, when Konoha's ninjas just broke into the door of the laboratory in Genin village, a cannonball bombed the team of Konoha shinobi. This shell directly hit the Konoha shinobi's camp, and there was a loud bang, and the explosion sounded suddenly. Rumble. One after another violent explosions suddenly sounded, and mushroom clouds rose from the explosion place, and the entire sky became extremely dark. The exploded place turned into a deep pit in an instant, and Xuan Che's body was also lifted out by the blast of air in an instant, and fell heavily to the ground. Advertisement. I have to say that Konoha's ninjas are really unlucky this time, because they were not optimistic before entering the gate of this research institute. There are so many firearms in this research institute. Each of the Konoha shinobi's faces had expressions of horror. They had no idea that there were still weapons in ambush in the academy, and they were still very powerful weapons. How is this possible? How is this possible? I do not believe, I definitely don't believe it. No, these things cannot exist, it is impossible. The ninjas in Xuan village saw the shells one by one, and they all cried out in exclamation, and they were all stunned by the scene in front of them. Konoha's ninjas never thought that there were so many weapons in this academy. Moreover, the power of this weapon was so terrifying. Even so, many of their ninjas and their protective shields, unable to stop such an attack, they tore their protective shield directly. What kind of weapon is this? This weapon is too powerful. Some Konoha shinobi, seeing their protective shields, were directly exploded by this shell. They all felt trembling all over, and there was a panic in their hearts. They now finally know why there are so many scientists in these institutes, and why so many ninjas and ninjutsu masters have been cultivated. They must have buried a lot of such weapons and ninjutsu in them. So confident, dared to provoke and invade Konoha village. The Konoha shinobi, one by one, looked at the gazes of the scientists in the research institute, becoming extremely jealous. They all know that they are now fighting a group of terrifying monsters. They have to be careful, one by one, it will be life-threatening. The scientists at the Xuan Village Research Institute saw that the Konoha ninjas flinched back from their attacks, and they all had triumphant smiles on their faces. They all knew that the Xuan Village Research Institute had already obtained it. After a huge victory, it only takes a little longer and the research institute in Xuan Village will be fully established. The scientists in the Xuan Village Research Institute frantically fired bullets at the ninjas in the Xuan Village, while continuing to attack the ninjas in Konoha. When the ninjas of Xuan Village saw that their protective shields were almost destroyed by this round of attacks, they couldn't help showing desperate expressions on their faces. Withdraw. Retreat quickly. Retreat. These things are horrible. Advertisement. Seeing that their ninjutsu couldn't resist these weapons, they suddenly knew that they weren't the opponents of these scientists at all, and the only thing they could do now was to escape here. Can you leave? At this moment, Xuan Che's voice suddenly came from the huge academy in Xuan Village. Xuan Che walked out of the academy in Xuan Village with a cold face. Seeing this scene, the blood in Xuan Che's body seemed to boil, and an expression of excitement appeared on his face. Xuan Che did not expect that Xuan Ying had set up this laboratory in the research institute. In this way, he could completely destroy Xuan Ying's laboratory, and Xuan Ying could no longer develop such a new type, arms. Thinking of this, the academy in Xuan Yin village was his bag. How could Xuan Che not be excited? He couldn't wait to ruin Xuan Ying's laboratory right away. Xuan Ying, this time, you are dead. When I destroy this research institute, I will definitely make you regret it and let you taste the taste of failure. The academy in Xuan Yin village is their secret base for Konoha shinobi, and Xuanying can't, of money, know that there is such a huge research institute in this research institute. When the scientists in Xuan Yin village saw Xuan Che walking out, their faces couldn't help showing surprise and shock. They didn't expect that the fellow Xuan Ying would have left such a trick. The elders in Xuan Yin village couldn't help but breathe a sigh of relief. Xuan Yin village, I have been searching for the weaknesses of your research institute over the years. This time, I finally found it. Standing in the academy, Xuan Che looked proud, staring at the researchers with a pair of cold eyes, and said with a sneer. Although the things you are studying are very advanced, they are nothing but that. The one who killed me, Konoha shinobi. It's just wishful thinking. After hearing Xuan Che's words, the scientists couldn't help laughing. They looked into Xuan Che's eyes with a look of contempt.